beat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Braylon got the soul to show you. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello. You. Welcome into another edition of Brandon Lee's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour here, talk about Cheyenne Bryan, child. Give me a moment, y'all. Because there is something that said here. Oh, right here. Okay, this right here is the clip. I want to play this as we get ready to talk about it. So, as you guys know, Cheyenne Bryan, she's a lie. She a cheat. If we don't want her no more. Shout out to the Angela Bassett, right? This whole degree. She's not showing her credentials. Well, apparently, it has gotten so bad that she has sent a cease and desist to Dr. Jamal Bryant. Now, my thing is this, right? If you are a doctor, why did you have to send a cease and desist? If that's the case, you got to send a cease and desist to everybody talking about you, right? And that's too many cease and desist, because at that point, you really are showcasing your whole ass of that you can handle somebody being able to criticize you. And that's just the real. So let's get to it, y'all, because higher is waiting. Low is available, but either way, we got to go on tour. Yes, indeed, we do. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. Let me make sure that this is good for us here. Okay, there we go. Hang on. There we go. All right. You see that virtual tour background, rather? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music, rather? Yes, you do. And then there is, hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have you here. So let's go to this, because I want Cheyenne Bryan to hear her own words that she said to the culture. I just want to make sure that we all are in an alignment here. Shout out to Clip Drip Daily here. Here we go.
Conversation about your doctorate. The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argos University.
I want you to listen to that 2 more times.
Doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now,
1 more time. Just one more time. Just one more time. Just one more time.
Because people can't find your dissertation. The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit.
Recreate, double down on it, run that shit. Recreate it, double down on it, run that shit. Recreate it, double down on it, and spin that shit. That's what she said. So, okay. That's exactly what we're going to do. So you can't be upset that you said that, what? How many months ago you said that? 2 months ago. And then be mad that everybody's talking about you. So here we go from the griot. Now going back and forth with y'all, Jamal Bryant addresses Cheyenne Bryant after degree drama resurfaces. The pastor previously apologized for platforming the life guru after her degrees and academic credentials came into question over the last few months. Pastor Jamal Bryant is once more speaking out against Cheyenne Bryant less than a month after apologizing for platforming the lifestyle guru. After her academic and professional credentials came under scrutiny, she then participated in the Netflix documentary trend on social media, sent off a new whirlwind of comments. Now, you guys remember when she was on a yacht and said that she didn't care, this, that, the third? Apparently, it has really triggered her. Even though she said, I want you to recreate it, double down on it, and spin that shit. About whatever we think, recreate it, double down on it, spin that shit. Recreate it, double down on it, spin that shit. That's what she said, right? The Atlanta pastor has had enough, okay? I shouldn't even have to do this, he began. This is ridiculous. Brian went on to cite his sister, a former president of the American Psychological Association, as a reason to address this issue with Cheyenne, even revealing that he had received a cease and desist from her. However, it wasn't until he received an email from Dr. Jacqueline Pitts, who claimed to represent Indiana Southwest Christian University as its president, that he needed to feel the need to address the situation with Cheyenne once and for all. We will watch all of this here in a minute, just catch you up with what's going on. Now that we finished that, let's deal with something way more important. The education of Black children is in danger. Run to @Jamal Bryant Podcast, the Jamal Bryant Podcast on YouTube, and hear the entire discussion. As Bryant noted in this video, Indiana Southwest Christian University does not exist, as the nearest Southwest Christian University is located in Oklahoma. The website LinkedIn Pitt's email leads to a one-sheet page, rather say. It offers courses in several programs. There's a guy named Cam who went after Rashad Ricky that I am sure he is making something. Actually, let me see something real quick. Let me see something while we're live here. Because I'm sure. Let me see. Cam, Dr. Yep. Let me see something here. I'm sure. Cam James, that's who it is. Cam James. Let's see. Cam James. Cam James did this 2 months ago. So I will showcase that video as well. Okay, so we got time. I set the NBC Universal Live to 10:30, right? So we are good. That offers courses in several programs, including theocentric psychology, a theory founded by Dr. Paul Leon Masters, who preached living a God-centered life. For the record, the University of Metaphysics, for which theocentric psychology is among the main subjects, is not an accredited university, as there is no federally recognized accreditation agency for metaphysical degrees. Additionally, accreditation is not yet available for institutions that are purely spiritual or religious. I know Cam I know that Cam James is like, well, the Griot said that some of these universes are not real. Mr. Rashad Ricky, you sure you want to still pursue me? Because I just give this information to the Griot and they can make it do what it do and then really bust you out. Listen, information is a powerful tool and a dangerous weapon. Okay, moving on. There's no federally recognized accreditation agency for metaphysical degrees. Additionally, accreditation is not yet available for institutions that are purely spiritual or religious. Although he did not dismiss Pitts as someone using both him and Cheyenne to secure attention on social media, considering that content from Indiana Southwest website is similar to that of another school Pitts was associated with in Florida Southwest Christian University. The Atlanta pastor did state that even Pitts could not provide transcripts that Cheyenne attended the school. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. Bryant said, let's shut the case on Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who want to go to Howard, an accredited school. Now clock that. See. So let's do this. Let's watch Fawcett Media. Child, here we go. So after this, we'll play Cam James video. And of course, I will be stopping it to get.
All right, so some of you all might have been following this drama on this channel the whole time. When Pastor Jamal Bryant, actually came out and repudiated Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Unfortunately, the unbothered Dr. Cheyenne Bryant tried to send him a cease and desist. And unfortunately, she plays this game like she's just, I'm just going to be in a bathing suit on the beach, not even thinking about y'all. But it's obvious that these things are getting to her. This whole fake degree charade is getting to her. I came across this video. This is crazy. This is insane now. Jamal's got to make another statement based on some new developments that have been happening with Cheyenne Bryant.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
She tried to strong arm a pastor now to not.
And that's the thing too. It's just like, child, if what someone is saying about you ain't true, why you getting upset over it? But since you're getting upset, obviously, it must be true to some damn degree. Okay, let's go back to Cheyenne Bryant's words of what she told all of us to do with this. I just listen. Y'all know how I am. I utilize public information to be able to say what needs to be said.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit.
That's what she said. Let's get back to it.
Speak about the controversy. This is bad. This is bad, man. Why is she doing this? And now he didn't publicly outed her. This is crazy.
I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
I got to go.
I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
So
I remember when somebody, sorry, y'all can't even see it. Let me go back. My bad. Hang on. Let me go back here. Okay, let me show y'all that again. Okay, my bad. Here we go.
The former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
She tried to strong arm a pastor now to not.
And honestly, to tell you the truth, the more that you try to silence others, the more crazy you end up looking. The more you try to silence others, the more crazy you end up looking. The more you try to silence others, the crazier you end up looking. Let's continue.
Speak about the controversy. This is bad.
And on top of that, if what someone is saying ain't true, why are you responding? But if you do respond, it must be true. It must be true to some damn degree. Maybe a fifth, quarter, or a half of it, but somewhere in the Kool-Aid, it's gotta be sweet. Let's continue.
This is bad, man. Why is she doing this? And now he didn't publicly outed her. This is crazy.
I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
Sounds like somebody who got banned off of YouTube. They pulled that shit and hasn't been able to do nothing since. You know, I do wonder if you upload somebody's banned. I wonder if you upload a banned content creator on YouTube, does that mean your channel gets deleted as well? I'm just wondering, because somebody did upload Thirsty Toxicity's content to their channel. Just saying. But moving on. I cannot do that.
So basically, Cheyenne Bryant is actually Cheyenne Bryant Esquire as well. She's not only a doctor, she's a lawyer. and look at what it says. Govern yourself accordingly. That sounds like a threat. See, that's some terrible handwriting too, by the way. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Psychology expert, life coach, owner, Dr. Bryant trademark. Without prejudice, all rights reserved. Huh. So not only is she acting like, I don't know, she's acting like she's sending a cease and desist without actually consulting an attorney. Or maybe she did consult an attorney and they told her, this is a waste of time. Do you have the degree or not? Because they went to school too, so they probably offended.
I said, I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go. Never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday.
Oh.
From Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her.
So I'm pleased to announce the university that I'm currently the president of recently conferred Cheyenne Bryant an shouldn't that be an earned doctorate degree in theocentric.
I'm currently the president. That I am currently the president of the university and have recently confirmed that Cheyenne Bryant has earned a doctorate degree in theocentric psychology. That's how it should be made out. But of course, no, that's not happening.
Psychology. I want to be transparent that this is not an honorary degree. She's been collecting honorary doctorates like infinity stones at this point. I think that was her end around to not
every time
completing.
She snaps, it's like, oh damn, the world ain't ending.
Her actual doctorate. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant also was provided transcripts. Due to FERPA regulations, I will not be providing a copy of her transcripts as you have requested to contact Dr. Bryant for a copy of that. Okay. It sends him a link to a website, a .co website.
Or PhD.
I'm not gonna lie. I have seen .co websites before, but a university website usually ends in .edu. Like if I go to Yeah, I was about to say, if I go to www.kent.edu, which I'm gonna show you Kent State's website, right? Right here. Just gonna show you. Right here. This is what a university website looks like, okay? So when you type in, www.kent.edu, it shows up Kent State University. So I don't know why that address is looking like that, but hey, listen, let's continue on.
In theocentric psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana, the whole state, does not recognize Indiana Southwestern Christian University.
What?
Is not registered. The president claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology.
Embarrassing.
Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego.
By the way, ChatGPT is free. So I don't know why he tried. I don't know why Jamal Bryant tried to do the most. Now, Claude, I've never used Claude. I don't know if it's free. Usually most AIs have a free version of it that you can mostly use for free. But if you want premium where you can do more, then of course you have to pay. But let's continue on.
A person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means.
Dang.
The president goes on.
You got a pastor that don't even
From
know what that
ego
is.
to universal
Theocentric.
thought. What the hell?
So that basically confirms what I predicted here. And you heard it here first. I said Cheyenne Bryant's next pivot is into a more religious-based approach. If she doesn't become Pastor Bryant.
What is theocentric psychology? Okay, so theocentric psychology.
Spiritual framework, not clinical, focusing on God or a universal presence. Developed by Dr. Paul Leon Masters, it aims to enhance life fulfillment for well-adjusted individuals seeking deeper meaning and peace rather than treating mental illness. It's studied in postgraduate programs.
Thank you very much, Google. There is that. Let's continue on.
She is going to be a theocentric psychologist, right? That's why she keeps bringing it up in every one of her podcast interviews. Yeah, I predicted that. So I am right.
To say that they cannot provide any transcripts. I send a one-line email. Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this. Accreditation Religioso.
Oh, that's even worse.
I don't know what this means.
If this ain't the most Canva-centric degree I have ever seen. Template, you just fill out what you want to, and then you get Canva to print it and send it to you. What? No. I have my degree. It's at my parents' place, but I have my degree. It's all signed, sealed, delivered, everything, right? So, okay. What the hell?
This is even worse. Hold up. Accreditation Religioso.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided.
Right.
I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email.
Okay, so I'm going to show you what a degree looks like here, okay? So this is somebody's actual degree. I'm just using it as an example, okay? So here it is here. So when you see a degree, it looks something like that, right? And when we saw what we saw, let me go back for a minute. When we saw what we saw, right? Go back. We saw only two signatures, right? And you see here, there's the chairperson, board director, directors, University of University Registrar. Then you have the something of the university. Oh, president of the university. Okay, child, listen, it's been a minute since I've seen a degree. But you have chairperson, board directors, you have the university registrar, president of the university, and then you have the dean of whatever college, right? So that's how that is supposed to look. You do have the seal. You have this certifies that the board of directors at whatever university, upon the recommendation of the faculty, has conferred upon blank in the degree of blank, with all rights, honors, and privileges of that degree present this 12th day of, or the blank day of whatever, and the year. That's how a degree is supposed to look. Like, sincerely, y'all, we ain't gotta do this. Let's go.
Oh, that's even worse.
I don't know what this means.
This is even worse. Hold on. Hold on. Accreditation religioso.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided.
Right.
I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jackwell Pitts is on Gmail. So if you want to transcript,
This is true. Usually university email is edu, right? So usually you get that when you first enroll in college. So let's just say mine was Braylon71 at Howard edu. That's how that would go, right? So I just
Hold up. That's crazy. Man, keeping it very non-professional by having a Gmail address.
email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers.
Jackwell.
Y'all, let's shut the
Jackwell.
case on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard, an accredited school. God bless you.
If you sit on the toilet, bear down, and barely anything comes out, you don't have constipation, you have poop paralysis. And the difference between the two is everything. It's why fiber...
I got my sister's been going through it a lot, so that might be something. But anyway.
That was interesting, man. So, you say what you want to say about Jamal Bryant. He set up a barrier here with Cheyenne Bryant. After he figured out that there was controversy around her credentials, he made an apology. He actually stood in it, made an apology, a public apology, and tried to distance himself from her. You know, like, so, but then he gets caught with all this other paperwork stuff in the background there, which lets me think that Cheyenne is really being affected by a lot of this. There might be some sleepless nights. She might be calling up her friends at different institutions like, hey, can I get that theocentric psychology degree? That's the most disturbing. I'm like, theocentric psychology.
I never
hear what she's talking about. You heard their description of theocentric. Let me look it up and see if there's anything on it. Theocentric psychology. If the pastor doesn't know about what theocentric psychology is, I don't know, man. Okay, theocentric psychology is a non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on universal presence. That doesn't sound biblical. Or God at the center of consciousness. Developed by...
Usually, if you're going to do something of this magnitude, you have to usually go to seminary. There is a college in Arkansas called, Ouachita Baptist College, right? There's a place called Harding University where you can go and get your theology degree, studying the Word of God and everything else. These degrees do exist, but those two schools that I just mentioned are accredited. Not this. Let's continue. Hey, one person, welcome in. Glad to have you here.
Dr. Paul Leon Masters. It is taught in institutions like the University of Metaphysics and the University of Sedona. Hold up. Let's go back to metaphysics. University of Metaphysics. So she's going into metaphysics Yo, this website, I ain't even got to tell you what it looked like. Man, listen.
1 plus
This is
equals.
This is where we're going. No, you can't have no performance cookies. I don't even want people to know I went to this website. This is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So this is Cheyenne's next phase: metaphysics and theocentric psychology.
Hi there. My name is Dr. Jordan Walker, and I have the unique and rare privilege of serving you as a thesis and dissertation advisor here at the University of Sedona, the University of Metaphysics.
Describe the latest literary works written by you that teach metaphysics.
The latest thing, again, is God-centered. I call it a theocentric life ministry, theocentric psychology. It is taking the aspects of the known and the unknown in a philosophical and psychological sense and merging them into a synthesis that is adaptable to people in everyday living. Now, the idea of something dealing with theocentric would sound very, very theological to a lot of people, but I've tried to take in the latest things that I've written and bring it home so that they can apply it from the time that they get up in the morning to the time that they go to sleep at night.
You heard it here first. What? Yeah.
So, shout out to Fawcett Media. So, is Cheyenne Bryan trying to be the next Dr. Phil? Is that what she wants to do? I mean, there is a space in daytime talk for somebody who has a degree but doesn't have to really practice it, right? Because when Dr. Phil was doing the Dr. Phil show, he had his degree, but he hadn't used it in so long, but he had the accreditation that allowed him to get away with being a doctor. Now, let's watch Cam James here and see what he has to say about this now. He talked about this a couple of months back. University of Orlando Resort, baby. Yes, indeed. 2 days free with a 3-part 3-day ticket. Yes, indeed.
All right. Y'all have been asking and telling me to talk about Cheyenne Bryant for a long time. And I hadn't covered it yet because I work for myself. I was doing other stuff this year, like earning lawsuit threats. Her situation seemed to have come to a head as of this week. So I actually dropped what I was doing and prioritized this based on the research I was able to pull together. She's almost definitely a fraud, and I can back that up. So FD covered the ethical side of this situation recently, but he didn't look into the credentials piece. Allow me to pick that ball up and run with it. I don't blame you if you haven't.
Shout out to that brother there that he showed a really good content career there.
Haven't heard of her before. Let's knock out a basic rundown of the resume. Cheyenne Bryant is a social media celebrity, producer of MTV's Teen Mom Family Reunion.
It's not a pretty exercise. Things happen.
Yeah, go ahead and get it. Bitch, you've been baked in a bitch. Bitch, you do it then. Do it then. Do it then.
Yikes. President of an NAACP branch, author, and life coach guru who calls herself a doctor of counseling psychology, which she allegedly isn't, and claimed to get that degree from Argosy University. She's built her career on being a relatable street therapist, which didn't fully hit me until I watched one of her interviews.
I'm letting you go raw on me. You busting nuts at me. But when I show you my wounds, I'm toxic. Who's really safe here? Because I'm not safe because you got a good stroke. And most women ain't even satisfied from it. The more we hope.
Child. There was a dating coach. I believe she was Asian. And the only reason why I say that is because Abba and Preach, which I believe Abba's going through his own thing, but this relates to this, right? She was talking about how to date this, that, and the third, but she was the side chick for a whole dude. No joke, no joke, no joke. Actually, let me see something. Abba dating coach. So there was this dating coach. I'm just going to who the dating coach. I'm going to show you who the dating coach was. Let's see. Oh my God. Yes, so this was her right here. So this one right here, Sadia Khan. So beautiful woman, was on many podcasts, right? And she was the side dude. She was not side dude, sorry. She was the side chick for a dude. And this dude was married, right? So separate situation, but you know, similar threads. Okay, let's get back to it with Cam James. Here we go.
Hold off on what y'all usually want. That thing. The more y'all do anyways. The more y'all give and the more y'all do.
Just don't call her a therapist.
My biggest misconception about you, and I mean, at the end of the day, it was me hearing from other people about you being a therapist and practice.
So I'm a psychology expert,
sorry,
life coach.
sorry, yes.
She curses more than any mental health professional I've ever seen, uses a lot more slang, drops some truly basic Tyler Perry movie-esque psychology sound bites, and intentionally targets low-income communities that would fall for this kind of grift, unfortunately. That's evidenced by the relatively affordable prices on her website. She's a social media star, so please believe her rates would be in the tens of thousands in private practice if she was charging based on all the clout she brags about on her site and her capacity. That might lead you to say, well, she wants to serve people who can't afford therapy in the Black community, Cam. Interesting theory. We'll come back to that. One of her other honorary doctorates is from Harvest Christian University in 2025, which claims to be an indigenous university with multiple accreditations, all of which are bullshit. I searched for Harvest Christian University in the DAPIP database for accredited institutions in the US, and it doesn't show up. Their Royal Charter accreditation, maybe that will fly in the UK, but it definitely doesn't mean shit here. They list a couple more accreditations on the page, and neither of those show up on the CHEA website for approved accreditation agencies. This school is where you go to degree in order to get away with calling yourself a doctor despite never earning a real doctorate. Her master's at University of Phoenix, since she claims that degree is in marriage, family, and child therapy, and the University of Phoenix has that course, it's got to be it, right?
Now, here's the thing about University of Phoenix, right? Because I think we all remember the University of Phoenix commercials back in the day, Education Connection commercials, ICDC College. Back in the day, online degrees really weren't what they were now, right? I mean, of course, COVID changed all that, right? And then you have Weber University, and then, you know, you had Strayer University as well. I think Steve Harvey did a partnership with them. And so now online degrees, depending on the accreditation, because there are online schools that are accredited, right? Depending on the accreditation, you can use that degree on your job resumes, and you know, you can have that as a credential degree, right? But it has to come from an accredited school, right? Kent State's accredited, and I believe it's every year you have to reapply for your accreditation. If you don't have the accreditation, then that can affect funding, right? Not just from the state, but from the government as well. It seems very basic, but listen, sometimes the basic stuff we do not know. Let's continue on.
That being said, that course is supposed to qualify students to receive their license in California. It's literally designed to do that. Since she said herself that she doesn't operate with a license, I'm side-eyeing that degree too.
Where did you start?
You might start as far as like a therapist. I started off as a marriage, family, and child therapist about 18 years ago. Before I obtained my doctorate degree in counseling psychology. Once I became a doctor of psychology, I transitioned from a therapist to a psychology expert in private practice. And so I no longer practice under a license. I'm in private practice. That's what I'm saying. And that's what people don't understand, right? So just to educate some folks a little bit, a license is really only needed so you can bill insurance. And let me go a step further. Majority of people who know that in order to bill insurance as a therapist or a physician or a psychologist, psychiatrist, you have to diagnose.
Okay.
Most people don't want to have a diagnosis on their record. So what do they rather do? Pay out of pocket.
We see this excuse used time and time again by grifters.
But the reality is, it's not about the degrees. I've never shouted, I have a bunch of degrees.
It is about the degrees. As for the part about servicing poor Black people who can't afford to bill insurance, I don't believe it. Positioning this grift as community service doesn't really match up with what I see on her site. Those packages are a clear money grab, focused on filling every potential avenue for profit via mass appeal and volume orders. In business terms, she's creating a fast food model for therapy. And I wouldn't be surprised if she has a team assisting her at this point.
Andrew, I have a team now. I self-published my first book. Mm-hmm.
After all this visibility and all those followers, there's no way she'd be able to handle all the incoming booking requests by herself. Truth be told, that's probably why she's trying to sell y'all a book instead. That's the exit strategy. There's a financing section on her site too. I looked up this company FlexBuy, and the reviews are atrocious. Multiple people claiming they were scammed, slamming customer service, and connecting the dots between her and the multi-level marketing companies that tend to use this for their clientele.
So basically, when you think about like a pyramid scheme, that person starts off at the head, the money's supposed to trickle down. But that is not the case. Let me give you an example. Avon and Mary Kay, right? That's a national company, right? That sells products in stores, and I don't think Avon, Mary Kay were even online like that. But how they did before QVC and HSN and the internet and TikTok Shop and everything else, right, was door-to-door sales. That was legit, right? But it's the pyramid scheme of like, okay, I'm gonna make a team, and then whatever I make goes down. But then in order for you to make your cut, then you gotta bring in more people, then you gotta bring in more people, then you gotta bring in more people, and da. There was a content creator named Illuminati that talked about pyramid schemes, and she was a whole pyramid scheme her damn self. So not the case with that. And not to mention too, let's go right here for a minute.
That's the exit strategy. There's a finance
Bryant Institute financing application, right? So here's the thing, right? Was this application, right? Hey, Florentine, good to see you, good sir. Was this application for buying her products, or was she offering financial advice? Here's the thing, and I think Florentine, Phil, everybody who knows me, right, knows this about me. And people have said this. Braylon, as much as you know about media, as much as you know how to make an intro, how to make an outro, how to format a show, how to set up StreamYard, all that stuff, how you do press releases, this, that, and the third, why don't you create a class and get paid? I remember G Squad from back in the day. She said, "You're very talented. I would love to learn from you." Here's the thing, right? At the beginning, middle, end of the day, for one, I don't know what somebody's last is, right? And I believe that education is extremely important. But also, too, education is different based on the student, right? I know for how I roll, I'm going to need you locked the fuck in. That's one. Number two, if you are getting a class for YouTube, right, there's nothing wrong with that. But also, too, you have to recognize that when you start out at zero, the first lesson of YouTube or anything that you want to do on social media is you have to figure out your voice first before you learn how to do something. You got to figure out your voice for what you want to do for content before you start class. You got to figure out your voice first before you start class. Then after that, you have to recognize whatever you learn that YouTube class. You want to know something? Come here. It's not going to work right away. I hate to tell you that. It's just not going to work right away. It's just not. Because the strategy that worked for that content creator you are learning from worked for them. It may not work for you. So you may spend, what, $100, $250? Child, sometimes $500, $1,000 to learn information that may not be applicable to you. That's why I believe if you're going to make classes, you need to make a beginner, an intermediate, and an expert. And then a touch-up class. Because what you're doing then is you're respecting the student's learning level. You cannot take your expert brain and expect all your students to take in expert learning. That is stupid. That is asinine. Are you out your mind? Hello. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. My job is to say the quiet part out loud. Do you think I can really teach you how to be ahead of the culture? No, I can't. I mean, I can somewhat. You got to pay attention to the things that people think don't matter. That's one. Number two, you have to recognize the frequency of how the industry is moving. Does the industry move on innovation? Do they move on legacy? Do they move on technology? You got to figure out what flow that industry moves in. So once you figure out the flow of that industry, along with paying attention to the moves, then you have to be willing to go from the window to the wall and bet on yourself, even when nobody's paying attention. Like tonight at 10:30, we're going to talk about NBC Universal and YouTube partnering up, where when you get YouTube Premium in 2027, you also get Peacock. Guess who did a whole live stream talking about Google potentially buying NBC Universal because they're separating from Comcast? Oh, that was Braylon Lee. I can't teach you that. Not to that fine of a detail. But y'all know I always say consistency plus tenacity equals your destiny. Your consistency plus your tenacity equals your destiny. Your consistency plus your tenacity equals your destiny. How do you think BFP Imagineering got so good? We're consistent with what we do. We are tenacious in being curious, and we care about our destiny, and we're not just putting out anything just to put out anything. You want me to teach you the strategy to get to 1 million views on YouTube? Child, the number one thing that you have to do is you gotta do the fucking work. You're paying $1,000 to learn that you gotta do the work? Seriously? Is this what we're doing? Is this what we're doing? Is this what the fuck we're doing here? Come. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it.
Financing section on her site too. I looked up this company FlexBuy, and the reviews are atrocious. Multiple people claiming they were scammed, slamming customer service, and connecting the dots between her.
Absolutely. If anybody wanted to join BFP Imagineering for a live stream, we gotta recognize whatever project that they bring us, we're here to just be a vessel for them, because we know that our level of detail is going to be different than somebody else that's coming in. But that's the fun of BFP Imagineering. It's like, hey, this is cool. Have you thought about this? Have you thought about tweaking that? But you also have to recognize their level at where they're at. Let's continue.
And the multi-level marketing companies that tend to use this for their clientele. Look, a lot of the economic model stuff I'm talking about is speculation, granted. The bulk of the proof I have to present y'all is tied to the doctorate, not her business model. I'm just throwing out ideas based on what I've seen in the past. Let's move on. Speaking of the doctorate allegations, she said this on The Breakfast Club.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks.
And by the way, let me just say this too, right? Even though I just talked about YouTube classes and stuff and the fashion that I just did, doesn't mean they're not valuable. Education is a great and powerful tool, just like it can be a dangerous weapon, but you have to learn based on your learning level. And that's not an insult. That's not me trying to shade. That's not me trying to do anything to bring anybody down at all. We all are beginners at something, and we all are experts at something too. And some of us are in the middle. We're on our way to being experts, but we still have a beginner mindset. That's okay. That's supposed to be life. But y'all, if you're paying $500 or $1,000 for just the basic-ish, maybe you should sit back and be like, well, wait a minute. Well, Braylon goes live pretty much every day. Okay, well, that's the first lesson. Be consistent. Second thing, have a cool intro card. Okay, cool. Outro card. All right. I see that he found his niche, so I gotta just do different things until it works for me. Okay, I see that he's in the shorts. I see that his shorts are mostly from his show, so he does really good on his main show, so that way he can just clip the best. And authenticity. Those are just the basics. You ain't got to pay $500 to $1,000 damn dollars for those basics. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? Let's continue. We're live on tour. Let's continue. Like she said, she wants us to recreate it, double down on it, and spin that shit. That's what she said. Let's continue.
You know, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired.
So she said that she applied to law school. Now, did you happen to run to K. Michelle, who also said that she got accepted to many law schools? No shade to K. Michelle, but I would need to see some acceptance letters rather. But you never said that you have a law degree either. So listen, I'm just asking questions. Let's continue on.
And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down.
The students of Argosy University in Texas filed a Texas lawsuit in 2009, alleging that he believed university recruiters inaccurately informed students that the school will soon receive accreditation from the American Psychological Association, APA. The school had not completed the accreditation process by the time students graduate. At the time of this lawsuit, Argosy University Dallas does not apply for APA accreditation.
I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years.
I'm no psychologist, but I recognize toxic defensiveness when I see it, because I've done it. All that cussing and posturing wasn't necessary. If she was qualified, she could have just explained it in one sentence. Combine that with the iced out doc chain she wears everywhere, and this is starting to feel like a rap beef. All of Argosy University's diplomas can be retrieved from the Parchment site, which I checked out. They list the school and say they can deliver diplomas from Argosy. All she'd have to do is give them the necessary info. It would take less than 5 minutes all.
So I never heard of this site before, but it's called Parchment by Infrastructure. So you go in, you choose a university.
Site, which I checked out. They list the
you can get diploma, enrollment verification, and also too, your transcript.
School and say they can deliver diplomas from Argosy. All she'd have to do is give them the necessary info. It would take less than 5 minutes all in. This was a lie. Furthermore, a lot of doctorate programs require a dissertation. Not saying hers did, since it's a PsyD like the degree Umar has. But in any case, she doesn't have a published dissertation either. I checked ProQuest and her name pulls up 0 results. You don't need to be degreed up to call yourself a psychologist.
And by the way, in order for you to graduate with a master's, doctorate, PhD, you do have to do a dissertation. Like if I went back to school for a PhD in media, which child, y'all see my PhD energy every time I come online. I don't need a PhD in media. I am the PhD. You know how who was it? My guy Walter White said, I'm not afraid of danger. I am the danger. I am the PhD. But also too, I have a good friend named Tracy Williams, who is actually a PhD. Okay, she actually did the work. All right. And who's to say I may not go back to school? But child, like after a while, you get so tired of waking up, homework, going to sleep, homework. You get tired of that routine, just like going to work, coming home. You get tired of that. And eventually, if you are a creative, you want to do the work. That's why some people are going to Job Corps. That's why they go into vocational schools. That's why they go into Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida, because they want to be hands-on, working on their gift, not being in books. Not saying books are not important, but there's only so much that a book can teach you. If you can't apply what you learn from a book, then what the hell are you doing learning anything? But hey, we're just talking. Here we go.
Psychology expert and life coach, but that's where she slipped up. She didn't always call herself that. She used to say she has a doctorate in counseling psychology on her site, but now it just says she has 10 years of experience with that master's from the University of Phoenix. If she had the degree, she would say she has the degree on the site, especially since she says obtained in reference to her Cal State Northridge double degree. Obtained and pursued are very, very different words. She claims the master's on the homepage, but this paragraph insinuates that she didn't finish that one either.
This is reminding me of Pastor Mark Burns, who also lied about getting his degree and that he was a part of a black fraternity. Mm-hmm.
This bio hasn't changed since the earliest version of the site. So we might be looking at 2 fake degrees. I want to be clear that even if the University of Phoenix degree is real, this woman is clearly lying about that doctorate, in my opinion. That's all I have to say regarding the education stuff. She threw out a bullshit community service excuse.
The dental care you need isn't always the most affordable. Crowns, bridges.
Regarding the licensure. Now, I want to close out discussing the ethics and show y'all that not only should this woman not be counseling anyone, the entire system of podcasts and radio shows she's leaning on for all this clout are enabling grifters. I know it's not revolutionary to make the point that the Joe Budden podcast is run by an intellectually dishonest Gen Xer backed up by dumbass yes men, but I'm not even focused on them. Even the people we look to as intellectual leaders in the Black community are complicit sometimes. Mark Lamont Hill is deeply respected in the podcast and TV political debate space for good reason. By no means am I using this one moment to cast him aside or claim he doesn't have value. This was some bullshit, though.
I know therapy goes in a lot of areas, but it seems like one of the things that you really light up for is relationship conversations.
Relationship, Mark, and trauma.
Why?
Because I think that it doesn't matter our race, our gender, it doesn't matter our background. One thing that we all can relate on is adversity and some fucking trauma. It doesn't matter what race we are. You can sit a white person from the trailer park here and a black person from the hood, and they may not be able to relate as far as the exact same environment. But when you start talking about pain pockets and trauma, we're going to be relatable.
You heard this woman say she operates without a license and targets economically compromised Black people. And your first comment after all that is, I've noticed that talk about relationships lights you up. Did she pay you to turn your brain off? I have evidence that you're sharper than this. I've seen you debate some sharp right-wing pundits and shut them down in real time on CNN.
Trump is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, Ben Ferguson is a piece of shit that should have been swallowed by his own mother. Just like Paris. You know, Black Paris, who's gay, who just child. His voice says it all. And also his mannerism says it all, right? And all those political commentators that stump 47, you don't see them anymore because even they know that this is went shit.
This kind of comes back to my stance on these kinds of podcasts and shows.
What was your response and why?
My significant issue was the statement that you only individuals only keep their licenses or get a license or obtain a license to bill insurance, and stating that it was just solely a billing strategy. And that is wholeheartedly untrue. And my biggest concern is more so with the fact that when it comes to mental health and well-being and it comes to access to resources, I always want everyone to have informed consent, right? The way I always describe it to my students is like, if there are 3 options and a doctor only provides you with 2 options and you choose one of the 2, that's not informed consent, because you didn't get information on all the options. So whether it is like therapy or whether it is coaching or community support groups or medication, like the most important thing, especially when it comes to, I specialize in Black health and well-being, the Black community, is making sure we're being clear about what that actually is.
Those of us who know how harmful they are shouldn't regularly appear on them in the first place, regardless of how much clout it gives us. I say regularly because a one-off appearance might make sense given the circumstances, but becoming a regular on the Joe Budden podcast is not the best use of your time or brain, fam. Same for the Breakfast Club.
They are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless.
DJ Envy, the same man who helped an obvious grifter pull off a real estate scam for the better part of a year or longer, says the internet is going to get you. Bro, why aren't you getting her? Why don't y'all have a research assistant that can look up some of this shit in real time? Even Joe Rogan's horrible show has that, even though he uses them super selectively. One grifter is never the focus. They're always the end result of a network of enablers and yes men, benefiting from the grifter's audience and influence. This is why I don't watch The Breakfast Club, Joe Budden,
Coach Strong, by the way.
Any show run by an athlete, especially if they're talking about anything outside of sports, etc.
What do you think is the greatest problem with being wealthy that people who are poor don't understand?
I don't give a fuck what your narrative is.
Why are we tolerating mental health professionals getting hostile when asked simple questions about their quality?
I will push back on Cameron James just a little bit when it comes to, athletes and stuff, right? Michael Strahan just came off a podcast network, right? Michael Strahan, he was born in Germany, moved down to Texas, went to HBCU, and he's seen a lot, right? I think sometimes we forget that an athlete is just something that they have done. It's a part of them, but it's not everything. And we should be open to hearing the totality of a person, like Ryan Clark in the Pivot podcast, right? Just keeping it up. There's plenty of, there's a whole football player that Amanda Sills disrespectfully accused of being a SA'er, that was an NFL player and made it to be a neurosurgeon. So I'm going to push back on Cam on that. I get what he means, that everybody deserves a mic if you're an athlete, because some athletes, they just make checks that their ass can't cash, like Stephen A. Smith is going to do and ruin his $100 million contract. That will happen. Believe me, you. But I push back just a little bit, but still love Cam.
Qualifications. If you ask me about my degree, I'd point to the wall and tell you when and where I got it from, down to the day. Please contact the Georgia Tech registrar. We got to demand more from people we choose to follow.
You know, I believe in seeking wise counsel. The Bible says seek wise counsel. Keyword, wise counsel. You got to be careful who's leading you. Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt. And because he decided to be disobedient when God told him to speak to the rock the second time and not hit it, he hit the rock. So that means they did not get into the promised land. But guess who else didn't get into the promised land? Everybody he led.
His followers.
Everybody he led. So his followers. So what I'm saying is, especially within our community, we have to be a lot more apprehensive about who the fuck we following. I'm talking about from podcasts to doctors.
This woman giving people generic life advice would technically be fine as long as she wasn't representing herself as a real doctor.
Right.
What isn't fine is calling yourself a psychology expert, pretending you got a doctorate in counseling psychology, then leaning hard into the grift machine. Speaking of the grift machine, I checked out the Wayback Machine. You saw that earlier when I showed you what her site used to say. Well, the first thing that pops up on that site is a course that she used to sell. What was that course about? Being your own boss, making 6 figures doing it. That's an earnings claim that's usually tied to multi-level marketing and scams. What kind of therapist simultaneously has a degree, has the ability to get licensed, and instead chooses to push a course? A grifter. I know this because I've researched a lot of fucking grifters at this point. I got nothing else for y'all. The evidence kind of speaks for itself, but if you want to argue with the facts.
Practicing without a license and people saying how unethical it is and things like that. I think when you cleared it up for me, that I was misunderstood as far as why you practice the way you do and that it's still responsible, right? Can you speak to any other misconception that you think about yourself? Why do people really have this disdain for you in this space as far as speaking?
Yeah. So I think that people who have a disdain for me are people who are not ready to heal. And they have a
So you're a public figure and you believe that people speaking on you aren't ready to heal and they have an accountability issue. But yet you sent a cease and desist to Jamal Bryant. So would that mean that you have an accountability issue and that you're not ready to heal from the fact that you're not a doctor? Moving on.
accountability issue. And most of them have parental issues. See, we always talk
Take somebody with parental issues to know somebody else with parental issues.
about mommy issues when it relates to men. But why don't we talk about mommy issues when it relates to women?
Mm-hmm. And what that
Because
looks
women
like.
have mommy issues as well.
A lot, yeah.
Ma'am, I don't know what question you were answering just now, but this is a Wendy's. Y'all stay healthy.
Shout out to the one and only Cam James, man. Great content, man. Love that brother so much, man. Good people. So with that being said, we're gonna watch this. We're going to watch this sister right here. Rivia TV. Shout out to her. And then we are going to watch a interview. And I wanted to watch this with y'all, so this may run into the 10:30 slot, but do not worry. We are going to do everything, okay? Don't worry. So here we go with this. All right, here we go.
There's a lot of people with titles. Folks are getting honorary doctors. Like candy at a candy store now, which I am against. I only received mine because I have an academic doctorate that I said, hey.
Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Shady and Bryant. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist. Received this email on yesterday that Dr. Shady and Bryant has just received her PhD in theocentric psychology.
How many doctors have you given out total since May? Only one. So in the history of this school, which started in May 8 weeks ago, yes, you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant.
Don't give her any more attention. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, we don't know what type of doctor she is, but she's made millions of dollars. I think about her like I think about a veneer tech.
River TV. We're going to watch that interview in a minute because you heard exactly what that brother said. Since May, only one degree.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video.
Okay, face card. Look at her, looking
Cheyenne
gorgeous.
Bryant is going viral all over the internet. Just when we thought that all of her, doctor scandal and stuff had kind of like died down, here she comes reviving it all over again. Okay, if you guys are unaware of what is going on and why she's going viral, she took place in the trend of the Netflix documentary in which she basically was putting on, her doctorate robe, right? And talking about how people were jealous and haters and all of the above, and, wanting proof when she already is a doctor. All kind of foolishness that was going on, right? After said video hit social media or the internet, Jamal Bryant ended up exposing her all over again. People are saying that she got the robe from Amazon. It is a mess. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the entire conversation. And of course, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, and my opinion on this entire situation.
I'm not an influencer, right? I'm a doctor of psychology.
Now, though Cheyenne Bryant has always let it be known that she's not a influencer, she's a doctor of psychology. She obviously, as we know, has been going viral on social media for the fact that she was on a Breakfast Club interview and she was asked about proof and basically was like, you know what, I'm a doctor, but technically there's no proof because the school shut down and the transcripts and all of the above.
But everything else, there's just no holding tape for any of our records. Just in
They
general.
are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records.
Following that conversation, she sat down and did another interview in which, they basically were asking her the same questions, and she doubled down that she didn't have to prove anything to anybody.
I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. My obedience is to God, not to people. And so as long as I'm in his will and I'm serving and I'm doing his word, my sheep will know my voice, even the sheep in wolf clothing.
Now, prior to this push for proof and all of this kind of information, she had done a plethora of platforms. One of those platforms were for Pastor Jamal Bryant, in which, they talked about relationships and her being single and all kinds of different conversations.
Prayer is more intimate than sex.
Did you not hear me say that was my foreplay? This man been praying and praying and praying over me. Listen, I literally had to call one of my prayer warriors. I said, I need y'all to pray my pheromones off. I said, it's been a year since I've done anything. I said, but boy, this man just been, I'm afraid he's going to pray my panties off.
Now, after it got back to Jamal Bryant, that basically, her doctorate degree was seemingly a farce. He ended up coming to social media to, hold himself accountable for having somebody on his platform who he didn't research and was basically calling out her behaviors.
We have to be zealous, responsible, and protective of our spaces. The danger of Sister Cheyenne Bryant, not Doctor. Sister Cheyenne Bryant.
Now, he basically came to the internet with that information like over a month ago, right? And so now he ended up resurfacing back online, letting everybody know that he got a cease and desist from Cheyenne Bryant and that, somebody was coming forth with, proof of her doctorate.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Not soon after that.
And let me say this too, right? I know that a lot of times we are very quick to be jury, judge, and executioner, right? But as I often say on our channel, I know it's my channel, but I say it's our channel because without you, there's no me. Without me, there is no you. It's important to gain the context, conjecture, and connection of anything that we're talking about, because if you don't understand where we are and the minutia of why it's important, you will not understand how we get from A to Z and what makes the alphabet up in the middle, right? It's almost like, how can I put it? It's almost like a good margarita, right? You need every ingredient to make that margarita, right? If there's one thing off, you feel it, right? That's why you want more flavor than alcohol. And sometimes what we do in Black culture is we just say, Ow! Oh, shit, motherfucker! Oh, God! Well, you took it straight down without any flavor. That's why the alcohol is getting to you, because it's too strong. The truth is too strong. So you need that flavor to coat your throat. That's really good. Yeah, and then the alcohol creeps up. It's like, okay, yeah, the truth getting to me now. So there's a reason why we take our time in trying to understand what's going on, right? So it's gonna be helpful. Make sure you're helpful with the whole story and not just a destroyer and destroying different parts of the story, only talking about what you want to talk about because it feeds your narrative. Let's keep going, rather.
I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy.
Now, this is very interesting, okay? Because as much as Cheyenne Bryant claims to not have a problem with, people, talking about her or not have a problem with the things that are being said, clearly that's a very different tune if you're sending a cease and desist letter.
Yep. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
Now, most of the time, these letters are sent by legal personnel, hence why he was like, it wasn't sent by a lawyer or a judge or anything like that. It was just sent by her herself. So it's interesting that she ended up going that route. And it's also very interesting that he is, kind of exposing that, because I think the whole point of a cease and desist is like, hey, stop doing this or else. And he chose the or else route.
Received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received a PhD in theocentric.
Well, Fortune, does that make sense, though? You know what I mean? It's almost like the rivers of America, right? You flowing down on that beautiful, beautiful steamboat. And that is your drink to reset your day in the park. But Disney takes it away because they just want you to drink all the alcohol up. Oh my God, there's so many rights and attractions. And they just like, oh God, hello, I'm Robert Williams. Hi, oh my God, there's so much going on. Hi, I'm Jimmy. You ain't never had a friend like me. And now Pitts to Peak, you can't breathe because they want you to go Pitts to Peak. They want you to go here. They want you to go there. When you have too much of an active playground and you're not able to rest, you can pass out. You can pass out. You can pass out by having and doing and being about too much activity. Let's continue. Ooh, buddy. Listen, I knew about this destination for a long time. Like I said, just because I don't say everything don't mean I don't see everything, okay? Let's continue.
Psychology.
So here we can see that the email says, my name is President Jaquel Pitts. I am the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. I am pleased to announce that the university that I am currently the president of recently conferred Cheyenne Bryant a earned doctorate degree in theocentric psychology. I want to be transparent that this is not an honorary degree. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant also was provided transcripts. Due to FERPA regulations, I will not be providing a copy of her transcripts, as you have to contact Dr. Bryant for a copy of that. So I also Googled, and it says theocentric psychology is a non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on God consciousness, personal enhancement, and mystical awakening rather than the treatment of mental illness. So basically, theocentric psychology is like a spiritual advisor, if you will, right? A life coach. And we have to remember that even if that is the case in this situation, that she is now, somebody that has their doctorate in theocentric psychology, we cannot forget that in the past, she was operating as a therapist, as a psychology expert, and was claiming that she was a doctor of psychology prior to getting this earned degree the other day.
Went on to get my doctorate in counseling psychology.
So I've been in private practice as a doctor of psychology for 17 years.
There's a lot of people with titles. Folks are getting honorary doctorate like candy at a candy store now,
They sure are.
which I am against. I only received mine because I have an academic doctorate that I said, hey, no problem. I will go into an honorary doctorate. I had a doctorate title before I ever had honorary doctorate.
Ran into 6 degrees, 3 doctorates, a master's degree. So I started off as a marriage, family, and child therapist about 18 years ago. Before I obtained my doctorate degree in counseling psychology. Once I became a doctor of psychology, I transitioned from a therapist to a psychology expert in private practice.
Now, okay, that same person has been doing interviews. Now, he has come forth and has been doing interviews and talking about how basically, you know, he felt bad after he heard her story on the Breakfast Club of how the school, you know, lost the transcripts and all that kind of stuff.
I went back online to get my official transcripts. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I go, look, there is a third party that has the records. Why contact the third party? That third party only holds records for 2 years.
Even though, keep in mind that a student who attended the school, as well as the school itself, said that there is, you know, active transcripts all over that nobody has a problem accessing. Okay, even though the school shut down, the transcripts still are there and prevalent. This person has been doing interviews now and basically, you know, talked about how he was able to go ahead and give her earned doctorate.
Dr. Bryant's narrative about the school not being registered, it was just started in May of 2026. So it's not going to have any type of standing online. It was just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
in May
8 weeks ago,
yes,
you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions, social contributions, status, etc. But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You can do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned doctorate. It usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But as a private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is that's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant, and she has approximately 20 or more publicly available. And we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this Doctor of Psychology, theocentric psychology degree.
I don't know if because she now has this earned doctorate degree that now that gave her some kind of, you know, arrogance, which I don't know if she needed any more of that, if we're being honest.
Listen, I don't give a what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run it. Because I don't give a
That's exactly what she said.
But I don't know if it kind of like gave her like this inflation because now she technically has an earned doctorate in psychology or whatever the case is, right? Technically or allegedly, or I don't even know what to say.
But the thing is, though, and shout out to Rivian TV, that degree is not going to go far. Like Kent State, where I went to school, Steve Harvey, Arsenio Hall, and we had Julian Edelman, who played on the New England Patriots, has a Kent State degree. So, like, Kent State is known, okay? But child, Kamala Harris was the vice president of the United States from Howard. Okay, all right.
But when she posted this video doing that TikTok trend, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that robe actually looks familiar." The same robe that she have on in this picture, people found on Amazon. As you can see here, this is the exact same robe that she has on in the image. It comes with the tassel. It comes with, you know, all the stuff that goes over your shoulders as well. and it was listed for the price of 120 smackaroos. What gets me, okay, in all of this is, you know, when people kept talking about the Cheyenne Bryant situation, when people kept, you know, me, okay, in all of this is, you know, when people kept talking about the Cheyenne Bryant situation of her not being a doctorate, which is a very serious situation, right? It's a very important conversation to be had for a multitude of reasons, right? But when people were talking about it, people like Amanda Seales came forth and was like, why is it bothering y'all? Like, why is it, you know, why do y'all care? What does it matter to you if she's a doctor or not?
Why are you all so obsessed about Cheyenne Bryant? I'm beginning to think that this is a bot thing.
And this heifer here has a master's degree. So you getting that master's doesn't matter then? The work you did doesn't matter if you're excusing this behavior, Amanda Seales. But moving on.
Why are you so obsessed about this? Like, okay, she lied.
Then here she comes, you know, purposely pushing the narrative. It's something that she likes. She likes when people are talking about this. She likes, you know, the conversation surrounding this. She plays into it, right? She like pushes it for people to talk about it, for it to go viral, to have the conversations for whatever reason, right? That she's looking for. Now, in her post on Instagram, she ended up turning the comments off, right? Then she had a follow-up post that said that she got a Lifetime Achievement Award where she was pictured, you know, doing, you know, her speech or whatever the case is. And in the comment section, a lot of people noticed that she turned off the comments, right? So you have the first comment that says, she turned them comments off quick. We clocked the Amazon purchase, crying laughing face. To which Cheyenne Bryant responded and said, now get a degree so you can order one, crying laughing face. Next comment says, the old saying, no such thing as bad publicity, but in this case, letting it die would have been ideal. She liked that comment. Next comment says, had to turn them comments off quick, crying laughing face. She responded and said, the comment section was my favorite part of the post, crying laughing face. We only posted it for the comments and engagement. You guys did exactly what I wanted you to do and quick. You definitely understood the assignment, crying laughing face. Great job. No more comments are needed. Thank you, crying laughing face and prayer hands. So she lives for this, right? So for all the people who like have come to her defense, for all the people who don't understand, it's her that's dragging it, right? She noticed that it gives her some kind of attention or whatever the case is, which is strange for me. It's strange that you who are doing it for the love of people, you who are doing it to change lives and to do all these things, that you don't mind, you know, people calling you out or you doing certain things like the Amazon, you know, outfit or whatever the case is. Like, you're doing that, but it's not necessarily pushing the needle forward from what people are saying. It's kind of like keeping that negative highlight attached to your name.
That even if I had none of these 6 degrees that I have, none, I would still think and be shaped the way that I am. I would still change lives the way that I do. I would still feel the same way about broken homes and broken families. I would still stand on the mountaintop and advocate for the Black community. I would still be president of the biggest civil rights organization, NAACP, for Los Angeles, San Pedro, Wilmington, and Palos Verdes for 12 years.
Now, I don't know if it's because based off of all the backlash, you know, she has to be creative in her approach to gain engagement or attention based off of, you know, people not wanting to work with her again, or based off of, you know, the negative things that were going on. I'm not really sure. But it's absolutely absurd.
Don't give her any more attention. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, we don't know what type of doctor she is, but she's made millions of dollars. I think about her like I think about a veneer tech, somebody who's putting on braces and or veneers in a basement and have not went to dental school. That's why, you know, a lot of Black doctors have a problem with it, because we went to school for a very long time and they make us look bad. Listen, if she is a doctor, more power to her. If she ain't, she need to stop lying.
You can simply show your credential. Nobody's saying that you have to show it. But if this is a point of tension, then just say, show your...
It died down, and then she brought it back up by getting on the Instagram or the YouTube or whatever, and with a cap and gown, and then people pulled it up. You know, the internet is undefeated. They pulled it up on Amazon, showed the same thing. And if she got a degree, show it. Everybody know where all their stuff at. Put my stuff at right here. Look.
If I'm gonna be honest, I think that a lot of people are kind of over it, right? They're over the conversation. They're over, like, it already happened. We know what it is. We know how to move forward. It is what it is. and that's it, right? Like a lot of people are kind of done with it, but the fact that she is like, you know, purposefully like reviving the conversation and trying to make it into something else, and you know, finding it so humorous and all that kind of stuff is, I think, exactly why the people who are in these fields and who have their doctorate don't find the humor in it. Like
No, absolutely. And let me just say this too. What Low highlights, shout out to him. Love his content. I'm a new fan of his. But he was talking about Manuel Acho, right? And there was this light-skinned motherfucker that was trying to shade him. And it's like, bro, getting 100,000 subscribers is amazing, right? Having any type of base is amazing, right? And it's just like, all he said was Emmanuel Acho didn't build the channel from the ground up. So him talking about total views and analytics and this, that, and the third is flying in the face of it when you basically inherited a channel. You're not a real content creator. Now, everything's not a beholder because you can acquire a channel, but that doesn't mean the concept's gonna work, right? Because it has to be the culture to embrace you, right? But in the same token of that you can acquire a channel, that doesn't mean that you're doing everything right in terms of handling yourself in that space. And so when people get upset by facts, their behavior showcases their reaction, right? And so what Low Life said is something very articulate. I'll relate to this, is that when Emmanuel Acho and his squad does what he does and other sponsors and brands pick up on that, then it reduces the opportunities for everybody else. So it's the same thing with Cheyenne Bryant. Because she's not willing to be truthful, it's hurting the academic and education community of, well, why should we have the Robert McNair program to help Black and minority students be able to get a free master's, doctorate, PhD? The TRIO program was almost lost. Upward Bound was almost lost. There are real consequences for what we do, but Cheyenne Bryant doesn't seem to get that. Sorry, y'all. So, with that being said, shout out to Rivian TV. We're going to watch this. We're going to basically skip ahead because I showed you guys all that. And we are going to actually watch this interview here, okay? So here we go. Mark Lamont Hill, here we go.
But that's Jamal Bryant's perspective. That's his case. That's his explanation. He also said that he had an interaction with Bishop Pitts, who is the president of said university. And I said, well, if I can't get Dr. Bryant, well, even if I could get Dr. Bryant, I'd also want to talk to Bishop Pitts to get to the bottom of this, because he's saying, allegedly, that there is a degree, that there is a university, and that this is a legitimate enterprise. And so rather than traffic and internet gossip, rather than guess, I said, let me bring the man in himself. Let me bring the brother in himself, who could help us understand what's going on. So joining us right now is Bishop Jaquel Pitts, who is the president of the university in question. Bishop Pitts, thank you for joining me, and thank you especially for joining me on short notice.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for having me, Dr. Hill.
It's a pleasure. Please call me Mark. I'm not into the titles too much. Causes problems. So talk to me. I'm sorry, we live, so I'm working out the light situation as we talk. Okay. First of all, what is the institution that you are president of?
Indiana Southwest Christian University is an institution that I'm the president of. It's a private Christian university. It's not like secular universities that offer a vast array of subjects like business and biology. It only offers subject matters that pertains to fields in ministry, spiritual counseling, theology, Christian education, church administration, sacred music, Christian art, canon law, church communications, spirituality, and social work. So it's Christ-based. It's not a secular.
So it's more like a Christian-based university. Okay, got it.
Based institution.
Continue, please. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So we only offer religious-based degrees, and we are recognized by the state of Indiana. I believe I've sent your team official documentation from the state of Indiana recognizing our university. So Dr. Bryant's false claims that we're not registered or recognized in the state, I just want to provide education. So a religious institution or a private Christian university can apply for religious exemption that allows them to operate without any formal secular accreditation. And
wait a minute. This is giving me this energy right here.
A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that a lot of towns.
So you mean to tell me how just like Kenneth Copeland didn't have to showcase his tax returns and all that stuff, and he could write off everything, just like Creflo Dollar, ask God for a $65 million plane and everything in between, and all these pastors could do what they want to do. You mean to tell me that Christian universities can write off a religious exemption and don't have to be accredited? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, child, this is what this man is saying. Okay, all right.
In regard to receiving federal student aid funds, there are certain institutions that choose not to participate in that process, and so they go by a process of religious exemption. So what we have is official religious exemption from the state of Indiana, which we provided a copy of the letter to your team. If you don't have it, I'll resend it.
Yeah, I have it right here. Let me pull up this letter, because as I'm trying to zoom it in for my audience here, but as I'm reading said letter, it explains what religious exemption is, and it says that it will allow organizations and institutions to be exempted if they have a clearly religious nature, which you're saying you all are. The one thing that it seemed to me, though, that came up at the end of the letter, if I'm not mistaken, is that they will now review your case to see if they will give you the exemption. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. What the letter, based on my interpretation, stated that if there's anything that modifies with the curriculum that we are disseminating, there will be a further review, because the curriculum has to be strictly religious in nature in order for us to receive the religious exemption.
Okay. So as of now, you're saying that the organization has been granted a religious exemption and is accredited by the Indiana's Commissioner of Higher Education.
What I'm stating is that we have been granted a religious exemption by the state of Indiana, as verified in the letter. In regard to accreditation, we have accreditation, but it is not recognized by the United States Department of Education. There is no actual mandate. There is actually no mandate of accreditation. We are not mandated to have accreditation recognized by the United States Department of Education. There's also religious institutions that specifically object to secular accreditation. But we do have accreditation, but it's not recognized by the United States Department of Education. However, there is no law mandating accreditation.
Secular accreditation. Accreditation just means that you're actual, factual, smactual, that you're not lying. That's not secular or spiritual. That's just following the books. Interesting.
Okay, understood. So you are not accredited, but you are exempted from those by the accredited organization, and you're standing in that as a principal choice, not as like we're not good enough to be accredited. You're saying we're not based on our religious nature.
No, we are accredited, but we're not accredited by secular accreditation that's recognized by the United States.
By the people that accredit. So just so our audience understands, I'm not trying to nitpick and then I'll move on. Most universities are accredited by certain bodies. Y'all aren't accredited by those bodies. Y'all are accredited by somebody.
Yeah, those are called. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that. They're classified as regional accrediting bodies. We're not accredited by regional accrediting bodies for two reasons: due to our religious beliefs and because there's actually no law mandating accreditation.
Okay, fair enough.
But we are accredited by a religious form of accreditation that accreditates religious degrees.
Understood. I have here a copy of Dr. Bryant's doctoral diploma.
Bro, that's not a real degree. I'm sorry. Like, usually when you get your degree, it's usually, bounded in a color of the school that you go to. So like for Kent, it was blue, and then you opened it up and the diploma was on the inside. I'm just keeping it a buck now. Maybe there's some online degrees that, they do mail it off, but there's a particular way that's supposed to come. Like there's a letter and then there's the degree, but child.
Yeah, doctorate degree.
Yeah, doctoral degree. I'm sorry, but it's a diploma. But yeah, it's a doctoral degree for sure. It's definitely paper. And it says Indiana Southwest Christian University hereby confers upon Cheyenne Bryant the degree of Doctor of Psychology, Theocentric Psychology. So on your on the email you sent, you all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Correct.
But here on the paper, it doesn't say that. It says Doctor of Psychology.
That is correct. So for this particular case, we decided to offer a Doctor of Psychology degree to Theocentric Psychology. This particular case is a very profound case. Just to give some background on why I even made this decision. It's because
Let's go back. I want to turn up the subtitles real quick. Let's do 150. Go.
You all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, right?
Correct.
But here on the paper, it doesn't say that. It says Doctor of Psychology.
So basically, you're offering a major that's not even on your website. Oh, I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing.
That is correct. So for this particular case, we decided to offer a Doctor of Psychology degree to Theocentric Psychology. This particular case is a very profound case. Just to give some background on why I even made this decision. It's because this has been talked about matter for for a consecutive amount of years. And I took the initiative upon myself because she has 2 honorary doctorate degrees. I took the initiative upon myself to give her a earned doctorate degree. In her interviews that she possesses online, she says, I'm a Doctor of Psychology. If you go back to her previous video, she says, I'm a Doctor of Psychology. I'm a Doctor of Psychology. So that was the primary reason why the degree is classified as a Doctor of Psychology, because I wanted to validate her self-fulfilled prophecy. And also is...
Wait, let's go back.
Because I wanted to validate her self-fulfilled prophecy. And also...
You see the smile? Do you see the smile right here? Mark Lamar Hill was like, oh, let me get my Birdman hands going, motherfucker. A self-fulfilling prophecy. What the fuck you say? I know you have to be lying. Okay, let's keep going.
Also is...
Hey Meta, translate this. Dear Kylie, I painted a portrait of you. Here's a photo. Aw, cute.
I don't think Kylie really reads letters like that. I really don't. But moving on. We all know that it's a brand deal for better glasses. Moving on.
There are individuals who doubted the validity of her degree. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to step up and I'll grant her a degree. And now there's proof that she actually has a degree.
So doctors,
so you stepped up to give her a degree because you wanted to shut up all the haters, not because she actually worked for it. Okay.
The university doesn't give doctors of psychology, but you've given one, and that one is to Cheyenne Bryant because of her self-fulfilled prophecy.
No, we provide doctor of psychology degrees, but it's rare that students elect to pursue that degree.
How many doctors of psychology have you given ever?
Only one. So literally, the university was created.
And who's that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant.
Now, like I said, 80% of communication is nonverbal. Okay.
Now there's proof that she actually has a degree.
So doctors, your university doesn't give doctors of psychology, but you've given one, and that one is to Cheyenne Bryant because of her self-fulfilled prophecy.
No, we provide.
But yes, that's the case. That's literally what you just said.
Doctor of psychology degrees, but it's rare that students elect to pursue that degree.
How many doctors of psychology have you given ever?
Only one. So literally, the university was created.
You see that face, right? You see that face, right? Let me zoom out. Hang on, let me zoom out. Right there. You see that face, right? Right there. Okay. Like I said, 80% communication is nonverbal. Mark Lamont Hill is like, motherfucker. So they rarely pursue the degree, which means that because they really pursue that degree, that means that that major is not working. Now, there are plenty of colleges that they have deleted majors and minors, especially if the department's not getting funding, this, that, and third. But it's the fact that nobody goes for that degree, but you gave it to her anyway out of a self-fulfilling prophecy. That stunned look says everything. Let's keep going.
Created.
And who's that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant. The university was just established in May of 2026. So
established in May, June, July. So 3 months. 3 months. 3 months that this college has been open.
In regard to
wait, let's go back.
2026. So in regard to
once again. He's learning real time, like, oh, you a crazy Negro. Gotcha. Yeah.
To
I would love the live chat.
Dr. Bryant's narrative about the school not being registered. It was just started in May of 2026. So it's not going to have any type of standing online. It was just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
in May
8 weeks ago,
yes,
8 weeks,
you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions, social contributions, status, etc. But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You couldn't do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned doctorate. It usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But as a private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is that's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And
so you mean to tell me all her podcasts and interviews and all that stuff and the show she's been on, that's been her prior assessment? Okay, child. So if I go back to Kent State to get a PhD in me, which I'm not doing, child, I don't have time. Nor do I have the money. But anyway, with that said, I mean, if I wasn't being cut, maybe I could go back to school on full ride, scholarship and be a teaching assistant, but that's neither here nor there. But with that said, this would be my prior learning. All the YouTube videos I've done that would count towards my PhD program. Is that what we're saying here?
And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant, and she has approximately 20 or more publicly available. And we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this Doctor of Psychology and Theocentric Psychology degree. It's a very rare occurrence, but because it's a very controversial subject matter, we decided to take the step up and give her what she rightfully earned. We were compelled by her story about Arkansas University not providing transcripts and not having records.
Not Arkansas University. Like I said, sometimes translation, August-C. There is no Arkansas University. Now there's Arkansas State University. There's the University of Arkansas. Okay. All right. I am from the state. I know this. Okay. There's the University of Arkansas at Little Rock. There's Arkansas Tech University, where I went to school for a year. Okay. All right. Moving on.
So we stepped up and gave her.
They have a governor that the DAR said one day, "Mama, you can be pretty." We don't support Cheyenne Bryant. Let's keep going.
Her transcripts and her degrees.
Did you attempt to get her when you applied? Did you look at any of her transcripts?
I didn't actually have access to her transcripts. I didn't have access to her transcripts.
Why not?
That is a very tedious process to even acquire someone.
Did you see how his eyebrow shifted? Like, boy, do you not know who the hell you talking to? Boy.
One's transcripts, I have to contact previous universities. But what we did was made aware of is that she does have.
You just go online and you type the name. You type the name. You enter it. You give them I think a small fee. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a map.
Cam James just showed the website where you can get the transcript. This is a lazy piece of shit bastard. That's all that is.
Master's in psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look close.
Wait a minute. So you took the. Brother, seriously, is this what we're doing? So because of a viral video on Instagram, that is your validation that she has a degree. This man is as delusional as Cheyenne Bryant is. Let's keep going.
Closely in the background, you see her Master's of Psychology degree. Well,
so you confirmed her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes. She claims on her public biography that she has a master's of psychology from University of Phoenix. And when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her participating in courses at Arkansas University as a doctor, as there are various students who stated that she was in the same class. So that's verification that she attended doctoral level classes at Arkansas University. So that was one of the
Arkansas.
I'm not aware of that, but however, based on her competency,
what if she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the courses.
Are you
for that? But However, based on her competency, who stated that she was in the, when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her participating in courses at Arkansas University as a doctor, as there are various students who stated that she was in the same class. So that's verification that she attended doctoral level classes.
Did you talk to each student? Can you give a list of like what, maybe 5 students? These are just basic questions. Let's continue.
Is at Arkansas University. So that was one of the determining factors. I'm not aware of that, but however, based on her competency,
what if she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the courses.
Are you a psychologist?
Pretty sure. We're pretty sure that she passed it. Okay, all right. No, I'm not.
I am a therapist.
Are you trained as a psychologist?
I am trained as a psychologist.
So what do you look for? Because I'm not. That's what I'm asking. So what do you look for to know if someone has demonstrated competency in the field?
So number one, are you presenting psychological theories? Are you talking about behavioral theories? Are you demonstrating ideas about personality? Are you demonstrating ideas about motivation? Are you providing solutions to behavioral issues that exist? Now, what we will say,
by the way, where is that building? I've never seen a building like that. I'm just gonna be real about it. I'm sorry, no shade to Indiana, but where is that building?
You may not be an elite psychologist, but there are certain factors such as the solutions that she provided to couples. She
Would
did
you consider an expert? Would you consider an expert or below an expert?
I'm going to say that she's competent in the field of psychology.
Okay.
Could answer the question. Oh my God. Okay.
I ask is because you gave her a doctorate degree. So if you're not an expert or not elite, then why would you get a doctorate degree in it?
Correct.
Well, I'm not implying that she's not an expert. I never said that she's not an expert, but
you're not saying she is.
I am not qualified to make that determination.
You're the president of the university that gave her the degree, and you're saying you're a doctor, you have a doctorate, and you're in psychology, and you're a trained therapist. So if you're not qualified to do it, then how are you qualified to give her the degree?
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Well, I'm definitely qualified to give her the degree. As far as an expert,
how are you qualified to give her the degree?
I'm the president of the university. We made the executive decision.
Hey.
Qualified to do it, then how are you qualified to give her the degree?
Oh, his face is like, oh, brother. Why, my brother?
I'm definitely qualified to give her the degree. As far as an expert,
how are you qualified to give her the degree?
I'm the president of the university. We made the executive decision.
Like I said, 80% of communication is non-verbal. Okay. All right.
It's within our right. We're a private Christian.
I know you have the right to do it, but we're talking about like qualification in terms of expertise and knowledge. You're saying you're not qualified to assess whether she's an expert or not.
The reason why I state that is because I firmly believe, as someone who is a psychologist, that you should have a presidential position in the American Psychological Association to make that determination, as that's usually made during licensure, and they validate the aptitude and the eliteness and the competency levels and the
HIPWAR sucks ass. I just want to say that. But with that said,
informational technique.
You're saying that somebody else should be given the accreditation, but you're the president of the university. If you gave her the degree, that means you're responsible for making sure that not only does she pass her classes, but that she is competent with the information that she has learned. And that there have been follow-up sessions with, counselors for her enrolling in classes. There's progress reports and all that type of stuff. There's a thing called Blackboard. It's almost like EdLine. When EdLine came out, every student that didn't do their work hated it because parents could log online, see their grades. Do y'all have that?
Techniques on whether or not you're profound in your field, because there's a difference between earning a doctorate and being licensure. Those are two different things.
Oh yeah, we
go.
went down the licensure road, Doc. I'm with you. We agree wholeheartedly on that. Where did you get your doctorate from?
I got my doctorate from Northwestern Christian University. I also have another one from Atlanta College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Okay. And your doctorate is in what?
I have a doctorate in counseling and a doctorate in business administration.
Okay. Is that university similar to the one that you run now?
No.
The one you got your counseling degree in, is it accredited?
It is accredited.
By whom?
Okay.
That
I don't work for Northwestern Christian University. I only attended there. I don't know.
Is it one of them regional ones that most schools have, or is it like a religious one? That's what
it is. It's a regional accredited. It's a regionally accredited institution.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. So that university could probably get your transcript in less than 5 minutes. You could probably talk to your professors that helped you out. Probably talk to classmates and stuff like that. It's interesting, right? Now, somebody's going to look that up. If he's not telling the truth on that, then he's a fraud. But he's already a fraud I gave her the degree based on her self-fulfilling prophecy.
Cool. And when did you get it?
I got it in 2021. I also have a postgraduate degree in educational psychology from Liberty University. I'm pretty sure you probably heard of Liberty University.
That one I've heard of.
Yeah, there was a whole scandal of a young pool boy being a plow for a wife, and Jerry Falwell Jr. being a cuckold. But moving on.
Okay,
that one I've heard of.
Okay,
yeah. So, how did you connect? And now I'll ask you about Jamal Bryant. How did you connect with Dr. Because there's a lot of Bryants here, a lot of Dr. Bryants here. How did you connect with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? How did this happen?
How did this occur was I did a qualitative research on who was speaking about Cheyenne Bryant. So what I did was I looked online, who's talking about Cheyenne Bryant, who's releasing press releases about Cheyenne Bryant. One of the most notorious media platforms that was discussing about Cheyenne Bryant was Dr. Jamal Bryant. So I decided to send him an email and inform him of what occurred. Also, it was very personal because I didn't really believe in his behavior and his decision-making. He's a pastor. And so for him to criticize Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about and speculate on whether or not she had a degree, I don't think that was Christ-like.
That wasn't Christ-like. That wasn't Christ-like. That it wasn't Christ-like. Oh my goodness. Sir, you're the one that cannot say if she's an expert or not. And the only two reasons why you gave her the degree was because you're the president of the university and a self-fulfilling prophecy. Sir, shut up. Shut up. Shut your damn mouth.
As that's a huge contradiction in the Christian tenets. You're not supposed to deteriorate and be derogative towards your fellow Christian. So I didn't.
His face is funny to me. Let's go back.
Necessarily agree with that stance.
Okay.
But because he took the stance on, apologize about placing her on the platform. Because he took that stance, I want to provide him with the information. Hey, here's the proof. She has the degree.
So basically, you were saying if she don't have a degree, instead of crapping on her, we're gonna get her the degree.
We're gonna get her a degree because she's our sister, and what occurred, what the narrative that she projected is unfortunate. I'm not someone who's going to try to fact check on whether or not what she said is true or not. That's not my job. What she said was,
but you were the president of the university that gave her a doctoral degree, so you should be fact checking because if she didn't do the work, then that comes back on you, and then you could get your license revoked, and the university could shut down, and you could be another Argosy. But hey, what do I know though? Right? I'm just a black man talking on social media, and on YouTube.
There was a university who fraudulently manipulated her, and not at one time did no one step up and say, this is our sister, we're going to try to help you get your degree, or we're going to try to help retrieve your degree. Instead, the masses criticized her, and not one university stepped up and gave her an earned degree. There were two that gave her a honorary doctorates, but not one stepped up and said, hey, we could attempt to acquire the transcripts in the National Student Clearinghouse and see what type of credit she got and grant her access, grant her credits.
I think National Student Clearinghouse is a database, I think, for transcripts and I think for scholarships too, but
nobody stepped up. Instead, they just criticized.
So my thing is, if you're Captain Save a black woman, right? You couldn't go to that website that Cam James showed and get her transcripts for him?
Let me raise a hypothetical, and it's just a hypothetical.
Okay.
If she doesn't have the degree and she wasn't telling the truth, how would you feel?
I built this website in 5 minutes with Wix Harmony. So I came across this image recently and thought to myself, what if I built an
I will forgive her. Because
would you want to give her this degree that you gave her?
Yes, because of her circumstances. She possessed. Go ahead.
No, please.
She endured extenuating circumstances.
There are 500 kids that got unnecessarily unenrolled from Howard, and they were crying. Fuck her extenuating circumstances, you piece of shit bastard.
I cannot verify if she had the earned degree from Argosy, but what occurred to her was very devastating. And I know if it was me that occurred, my heart would be broken. And so this has been a very controversial issue, and I just wanted to attempt to assist and provide support where I can as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. And it's unfortunate because that could have been a situation where she probably stopped her studies at all. She probably just stopped. Because when you look at her,
have you spoken to her directly?
No, I have spoken to her directly. Yes, I have actually spoken to her directly. Have you spoken to her
directly since the school's been open?
No.
So you've spoken to her, but you haven't spoken to her since the school been open. But in order for her to get the degree, wouldn't you have to speak to her to check on coursework and everything else? Like I said before, but
okay, so you've just spoken to her in life. You haven't spoken to her as president of the university.
Yes, correct. This was actually a surprise.
Does she know? Oh, so she doesn't even know you gave her the surprise.
She doesn't even know.
Oh my god! What are you whipping? Ow, Santa, ow. You know you done fucked up now, yeah. So you mean tell me that you only gave, let me go on the big screen for this. You mean tell me that you only gave her this degree because of a self-fulfilling prophecy, okay? You felt bad that everybody was wailing in on her on social media. Oh, boo-hoo, ooh, cuckoo, choo. And you have never spoken to her in life. You say you spoke to her, but you never spoke to her as the president of the university. And she has no idea about this degree. Oh, no. Ooh, let's continue. Whoa, oh my, this is too quick.
Got it. Okay, so that complicates things a bit. So then, this is in some ways in defense of Dr. Bryant then, because I can't hold Dr. Bryant accountable for getting a degree from what some people, not me, but what some people would call a diploma mill or a fake university. I can't verify your university one way or the other, so I don't want to speak ill of it. I don't know enough. I don't have enough information to speak on your university. But I can't blame her for getting a degree from this place if she may not even know she got the degree. She might have found out on Jamal Bryant's feed today.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
Okay. Well, this has been fascinating, my brother. Genuinely fascinating. How many students do you have now?
Right now, we have 250 students. We're a very small private Christian
That ain't
university.
bad for 2 months. How much does it cost to get a PhD out there?
It costs a lot. It costs a lot. It costs.
What? It costs a lot, sir. You should be able to tell me your in-state tuition and your out-state tuition. You should be able to tell me your enrollment fee, your bursar fee, all the fees that you. Okay. All right. Moving on.
$75,000.
How much does she pay?
She didn't pay a dime.
She gonna get a bill? I mean, she don't even know. I'm saying she gonna get a bill.
She didn't pay a dime. It was on the house.
This is kind of like an ad for. This is kind of an ad for your university. Way to promote your university.
No,
as well.
it's not an ad. It's actually me genuinely trying to assist someone who has been under tumultuous scrutiny and needs to put.
Gotcha. Go ahead. So what's the game plan? You gonna send her the degree? How you gonna unveil it? It's gonna be like a.
It's already been mailed. It's already been mailed to her PO box. Her PO box is public information, and I've already mailed her a copy of the degree and her transcripts.
Wow. You think she's gonna use it?
Regardless, I really don't care.
You do.
You know, I really don't care.
Okay. You don't care if she promotes you. Okay.
I mean, at this point, you know, it's sort of, she's at the end of her career. She really has she said it. She has no aspirations to be licensed as a psychologist. She's had a successful career as a life coach. She may not use it. You know, as you stated, it's not a prestigious university, so she might not use it.
I'm not saying your university isn't, well, you know, your university is not prestigious, but one day it could be, right? I mean, everything has to start somewhere. And I'm not going to dish your university just because it doesn't have accreditation or faculty or a building or anything like that. You know, those things come over time.
I do agree with that, but I can say that this is a motherfucking ass fool.
I saw her PhD, and before I let you go, I saw her doctorate was signed by you on the left there as president of the university. Who on the right? Who's vice president of the university?
I'm vice president of the university, and just to clarify, we do have accreditation. It's just not recognized by the United States Department.
So he's the president and vice president. Myself said, huh? What?
Education.
True. It's recognized by God.
By religious accreditation.
Shady. You shady boots, motherfucker.
Okay, fair enough. So this degree is signed by the president and the vice president, and they're both you?
I see it in your eyes, flooding with wonder before Noah's Ark. The one that carried the whole world and.
Correct.
Solid. Okay, I think that's all of my questions, Doc. I'm really grateful for your time. What do you hope, as I let you go, that Jamal Bryant take away from all of this?
What I want to say is I have the utmost respect for Jamal Bryant. I cannot be upset at Jamal Bryant, as I think that a lot of his narrative stems from ignorance. He stated that he couldn't even read the accreditation certificate. He stated that the school was not recognized by the state, even though there's documentation from the state All I can hope and pray is for Jamal to change his heart regarding Cheyenne Bryant and to implement a more Christ-like ideology and forgive her for whatever speculation that you may have and attempt to uplift her. And that's all I can hope. But like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Pastor Bryant.
That makes a lot of sense. By the way, in your letter to Pastor Bryant, you said that you couldn't release her transcripts because of FERPA. FERPA that's like the academic HIPAA, right? That's like the law that protects students so you can't share their records, right?
Yes.
But you don't actually have her records.
I do have her records.
How'd you get her records?
I'm the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University.
Wait, you don't have you.
But you said that you could not verify her transcripts for our GOZI, but yet you have her records. What is this shit?
Oh, so you don't have any of her previous records. You just have the records over the last 60 days.
Yes, I have her official transcript from Indiana Southwest Christian University.
But there is no transcript because she didn't take any classes.
Right.
There is a transcript. She has it. It's in her mailbox.
How many credits did she get?
Wait, go back.
Yes, I have her official transcript from Indiana Southwest Christian University.
But there is no transcript because she didn't take any classes.
There is a transcript. She has it. It's in her mailbox.
How can she have a transcript when you said it was on the house? Child, okay. We're gonna watch Jesse Wu and then we're gonna get on out here, y'all. I can't.
How many credits did she get?
She attained 60 credits.
So you only need 60 credits to get your doctorate?
At our institution, yes. There's many institutions across the state that you can get a doctorate with 30 credits. There are some institutions you can get a 30 credit. Oklahoma State University, Liberty University, Campbellsburg University. There's various.
Now, I'm sure those universities will come out and say he is motherfucking lying.
Small schools. Yeah.
Got it. I know exactly what kind you're talking about. Okay, Doc. I want to thank you. This has been great. Appreciate your time. If there's any way we can be a resource, you're always welcome back here to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
You too. So that was Dr.
He can't hold his face together.
Of course, that was somebody. That was Dr. Bishop.
That was correct. You were right.
Pitts. The more you talk, the more info you get. And this is why it's important to interview people. This is why it's important to do your due diligence. In this case, it's like some people actually, after watching the Jamal Bryant video, were dissing Cheyenne Bryant for going to this school. Turns out she ain't nothing to do with this school. So we can't blame her for that. This guy made up a school, made up a degree, and mailed it to her. And he jumped in a conversation. He got in the mix with Jamal Bryant and them. And ain't nobody wasn't talking to him. You know, he came for them and they didn't send for him. So I can't hold anybody in that conversation accountable for what happened at that South Indiana. I can't remember the name of the school, but whatever it is, I can't blame them for that. That you can't blame Cheyenne Bryant for that. But there is a bigger conversation here, and that is the diploma mill. You know, and we could talk about this on another episode. I know y'all got to go. I know it's late on a Saturday night, but this is the problem. These degrees don't mean anything if we just give them away.
Factual. If we don't give a damn about what it means to work hard and understand the weight of the magnitude of what it is to be responsible for hard work, that we are failing as a people, as a society, and as a culture. Let's get to, thank you, the one and only Mark Lamont Hill. Let's get to my girl, who's got a man. Shit. Fuck. Damn. Should be Jesse Lee. Neither here nor there. Let's watch the one, the only Jesse Lee. Here we go.
Impersonating an attorney is crazy. I'm surprised she didn't put Esquire at the end of her name. Let me introduce you to something that has genuinely changed my summer game. ZBiotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink. Now look, my birthday month of July ain't playing no games with me, and I know it ain't playing no games with y'all. From it being my Black Women's Birthday, Black Women's Month, rooftop parties, barbecues, vacations, summertime flings, girls' night outs that don't end until 7 a.m. in the morning, my social calendar is out of control, and I'm not complaining. But you know what I'm not doing? Wasting my entire Sunday sitting up on the couch when I could be outside living my best life. So here is what ZBiotics actually is. And pay attention because this is genuinely fascinating. It is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic made by PhD scientists. When you drink alcohol, your body converts it into an unwanted byproduct in the gut. It's actually the buildup of that byproduct, not dehydration, that's responsible for rough mornings after drinking. ZBiotics pre-alcohol produces an enzyme that breaks that byproduct down. It's science, baby. Now here's how you use it. It's literally 3 steps. You drink ZBiotics first before you have any drinks for the night. Then you drink responsibly. Pace yourself, hydrate, get some sleep, and then step 3, you enjoy tomorrow. That's it. That's the whole thing. And y'all, I have been using ZBiotics all summer before every event. And because of this, I get to wake up every morning feeling like me, feeling like a fully functional human being, ready to take on the world. Mr. Easter thinks I have some superpower or something. And I'm just like, no, baby, I got ZBiotics. It's science, baby. Go to zbiotics.com/Jessie Woo and use code Jessie Woo at checkout for 15% off. The
Shout out to ZBiotics. I've never heard of this before.
ZBiotics link will be in the description box as well as in my comment section. Trust me, your future self is already thanking you. Thank you so much, ZBiotics. Now let's get back to the tea. Cheyenne, no PhD, no doctoral. Bryant is at it again. And at this point, we really just have to call a thing a thing. She is psychologically unwell. Agreed. I do not care who wants to contest that. The woman belongs in a white jacket, okay? So she went viral yet again a couple days ago for
along with thirsty toxicities, it asks, but that's neither here nor there. And it's Sephora's, but that's also neither here nor there. Let's continue.
Hopping on the Netflix documentary train with the caption reading, when Netflix does a documentary on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, episode 1 will ask, is she really a doctor? Episodes 2 through 10 will investigate why complete, jealous, envious haters try to prove she wasn't. Dressing herself up in a cap and gown in front of all these degrees except for the doctoral degree, okay? Except for the PhD degree, except for the degree that was solidified that she is qualified to be a therapist, as she has called herself one in the past. The one degree that would solidify her ability or her qualification to put doctor in front of her name, right? And immediately the internet was not only able to call her bluff because she showed everything but the degree, but they were able to pull up the cap and gown from Amazon and also prove that the cap and gown that she wore wasn't even a cap and gown that would be issued from Argosy. And not only that, that it wouldn't even be a cap and gown that she would get as a doctoral candidate, doctoral reciprocant.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, in this video, this is where I think she has been caught. This is what I think. Because a lot of people I know that are therapists who have gone through the training, they are like, yo, she's fake. Because if you have degrees, you just show them. It's not a big deal. You'll know where the person went to school. You'll know their dissertation things, all kinds of, this is what but my thing is this video she just did is so terrible. Now it feels like you're really lying because you could have doctored up all those little degrees. How are you going to have 800 degrees behind you? I mean, that's just so hacky. And then you're going to put on like graduation clothing. Oh, I think you're drowning in quicksand. Graduation clothing, that's called wardrobe. Anybody can get a wardrobe. You can go to a costume shop and pretend like you're a graduate.
You know what? Just gonna go to hell. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, okay? Took me 12 seconds to find it on Amazon. $83. $83. You're not about to keep playing in my face. Produce the document. Show us footage. Give me the receipts. Or we don't want to hear this. What Monique say? If you're not going to put a name to it, keep it on the playground. This is childish and you need to go to hell.
That was so good. I want to play it 2 more
I needed some
times.
inspiration for how to wear them, so I asked ChatGPT to help me. It was so useful to brainstorm how to wear them.
Let's watch that 2 more times, y'all. Let's just watch that 2 more times. There you go. Here we go. That was so good.
You know what? Just gonna go to hell. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, okay? Took me 12 seconds to find it on Amazon. $83. $83. You're not about to keep playing in my face. Produce the document. Show us footage. Give me the receipts. Or we don't want to hear this. What Monique say? If you're not going to put a name to it, keep it on the playground. This is childish, and you need to go to hell.
One more time. I love this system. One more time. You're a little bit late to 11 o'clock.
You know what? Just gonna go to hell. We're not doing this. We're not doing this, okay? Took me 12 seconds to find it on Amazon. $83. $83. You're not about to keep playing in my face. Produce the document. Show us footage. Give me the receipts. Or we don't want to hear this. What Monique say? If you're not going to put a name to it, keep it on the playground. This is childish, and you need to go to hell.
Now, what you're not going to do is play in our face. All right, we've all seen this video going around, and you know it's funny. And I really normally don't care about this. I actually messed with Dr. Brian. I got her a job on a TV show one time. But here's the thing: you can call us liars and say that we the ones, but what you can't do. Now, I'm not a doctor. I have my bachelor's in communication, and I have my master's of business administration, and
I have my bachelor's in communication, but no master's, no doctorate, no PhD. I'm cool with that.
neither one of those degrees is lowercase. Dr. Brian, it's now if there's any doctors out there and you can prove me wrong and show like you have one that says United States of America _ doctor, whoever you are, you know, let me know. But until then, I don't like it. I don't like it.
So who do we have to blame for this? Jeff, the internet, having a wall full of honorary degrees and also a patent on your name is truly diabolical. But here she is again, gaslighting us. Now I want the people who actually did the work, who sacrificed, who actually have those student loan debt, all that. I want y'all to chime in. Where can you buy one of these? How do you feel about, Amazon just selling this and you can just put it on straight out the box? She didn't even earn it. All she wanted to show y'all was, yeah, I'm that girl. Y'all jealous. Okay. It's all about me. But once again, people don't care. That's why she continues to do it. She still got clients. People still feeding into it. It's not going to change because she is that girl in her eyes. It's a delusion for me. Once again, looking at all those honorary degrees, I should also blame y'all schools for giving her honorary degrees.
Dr. Heavenly said it first. Dr. Heavenly, who's actually a doctor, said it best.
Don't give her any more attention. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, we don't know what type of doctor she is, but she's made millions of dollars. I think about her like I think about a veneer tech, somebody who's putting on braces and or veneer.
Now, hang on a second. Now, it depends on the school, right? Because some people can't get into dentistry school. You know what I mean? So not all veneer techs are bad. There's been many horrible stories. I think we talked about one in Cleveland, right? That was just horrible in every fashion, but not too much on people trying to do good in the neighborhood, Dr. Heavenly. Okay, so
years in a basement and have not went to dental school. That's why a lot of black doctors have a problem with it, because we went to school for a very long time and they make us look bad. Listen, if she is a doctor, more power to her. If she ain't, she need to stop lying.
You can simply show your credential. Nobody's saying that you have to show it, but if this is a point of tension, then just say show your.
It died down, and then she brought it back up by getting on the Instagram or the YouTube or whatever, and with a cap and gown, and then if people pulled it up, the internet is undefeated. They pulled it up on Amazon, showed the same thing. And if she got a degree, show it. Everybody know where all their stuff at. Put my stuff at right here. Listen, won't have to play with it. I'm gonna need her to sit down.
Cheyenne Bryant is basically doing the same thing that these veneer techs be doing down in somebody's basement, giving y'all them chiclet teeth, and y'all fall for the scam every time. One has to realize that she's gaslighting us when she's saying that it's a bunch of jealous and envious people. These are other doctors, like other doctors in the medical field, in the mental health field, have all spoken up and talked about how.
And this is the thing too, right? To Jesse Wu's brilliant point. You know, I always, you know the old saying of mind your own business? Everybody's got some business to attend to, or everybody can find their purpose in life. You just got to get your mind on your business. Doctors, they do things on purpose. For a doctor to come out and say, hey, I can show you this, that, a third, where's yours? That's not hating. That's asking a question. Everybody who's giving commentary on you, you a public figure. If you don't like it, clock out of the culture. That's it. Just go away. You know what I mean? I was watching OJ Made in America and Ariel Simpson, the daughter of OJ, who's a beautiful woman, by the way. She looked very good in the 90s, and she looked good now. Right? But having her dad's last name ruined a lot for her. She was modeling, she was doing clothing, she was in the music industry. And guess what? A lot of people back in the day said wonderful things about her. And I don't think it's right because of her dad that she should not be able to be outside and have a career. I don't think it's right that OJ's kids should not be able to be their own person because of the fucked up shit that their dad did of deleting 2 people from the earth. Just saying. And my thing is this, right? And I know y'all probably tired of me talking about Mel Mitchell and Lady Rowe. I'm never going to stop bringing this up. That Lady Rowe said that black men made black women feel uncomfortable at Essence, even though there was a men's experience called the Suede Experience, and Lance Gross and other black men were at Essence. And Mel Mitchell said, if you're a man, shove about Essence, and 4 black men create Essence magazine and the festival that she and her mama go to. That's a fact. That's not me hating on Lady Rowe. That's not me hating on Mel Mitchell. That is a motherfucking ass fact. And if you're upset by that, in the words of T.S. Madison, actually, let me not do that because y'all know how people feel about T.S. Madison. But she said it best. Step your pussy up. Step your game up. Step your intellectual mind up. Don't get mad at me because I gave facts and you fell flat on your ass. Looking stupid as fuck. Moving on.
Dangerous it is for this woman to misrepresent, a degree that gives you access to therapize people, to assist people with their mental health. But anyway, while she's been going viral for this, Pastor Jamal Bryant decided to get online and spill this tea.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association, one of the youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred. It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself. I said, I'm going to walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go, never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her PhD in theocentric psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana, the whole state, does not recognize Indiana Southwestern Christian University, is not registered. The president claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology. Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means. The president goes on to say that they cannot provide any transcripts. I send a one-line email. Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this. Accreditation Religioso. I don't know what this means. But ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jackwell Pitts is on Gmail. So if you want the transcript, email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers I'm not able to provide. Y'all, let's shut the case on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard, an accredited school. God bless you.
Y'all have to understand that sending someone a cease and desist that you
First of all, I want to go back down right here.
That you
the face card never declines, okay? I mean,
trying to go to Howard, an accredited school. God bless you.
Y'all have to understand that sending someone a cease and desist.
Do you see, like, no mistakes? Nothing but tens across the board.
That you sign.
Correct.
Basically acting as your own attorney.
I need her to make an album of just her singing different noises. So I could just have her wake me up in the morning. Okay, listen, if she gave me Jessie Lee, I can at least listen to her in the morning. Because first time I heard that, flawless. By the way, I think that means you crazy as fuck. I believe that's what it means. But
just joined YouTube Shopping. Now, how do I cash in?
No tags, no bags.
If that is not a clear sign that Cheyenne, no doctor, no PhD, no doctoral Bryant is not psychologically unwell, if this is not enough for y'all to believe that this woman belongs in a white jacket, I don't know what else is. Like, we really could just stop the video there. The woman has decided to not only represent herself as a doctor, okay, as a therapist, that which she is not. But now she's out here impersonating an attorney.
Yeah.
An attorney, y'all.
And this is the thing too, right? It's one thing when you a kid and you want to impersonate an attorney or impersonate an astronaut, right? Because you're doing make believe, right? You want to be that. But I gotta give Kim K her credit. Like, she has at least done the coursework, right? So, and it's like, have we not learned from Milagro-Grams of what happens when you try to do wrong by playing? You can never win when you play dirty shots and Nene Leaks. Milagro-Grams played dirty. She fucked around and find out. Same thing with Toss Away Case. Same thing with AL, always a loser. Talking all this big shit. Want to win in court. Lost. Trying to shade Melody in every fashion, but motherfucker. Hello. Those Melodies will gladly send men by your house to stomp your ass out disrespectfully and not give a damn fuck or shit about how you recover. That's how much people don't like you. Okay? Don't forget, oh, I'm scared. I got anxiety. Those are the messages you messaged me, bro. When I try to tell your ass, shut the fuck up. Doing too much. But hey, you gotta learn the hard way. And then DL Whisper being banned out of 3 counties. There's consequences for what we do, y'all. Let's continue.
And she's doing it with Pastor Jamal Bryant. The Pastor Jamal Bryant. Like, out of all the pastors you could have played this type of game with, you do it with the Pastor Jamal Bryant of New Birth Baptist Church. Like, what made you even think that this would go your way? But if that weren't enough, keep in mind, this whole controversy that's been being discussed when it comes to Cheyenne, no doctoral, no doctor, no PhD, Bryant.
Masters, either. Okay.
Stemmed from her clearly lying about receiving a degree from Argosy because she wasn't able to produce the degree or produce her transcripts, right? And she lied and said that financial aid told her that if she wanted the degree, that she would have to, they would have to basically get a refund for the financial aid that they provided her. I believe that was the story. I don't care to get the story straight. Hop in the comments and correct me on that. But she basically lied on FAFSA. She lied on FAFSA, right? Because she couldn't admit that she lied about receiving a degree from Argosy. Now, here she is sending her representative to lie to Pastor Jamal Bryant about her receiving a degree from a school that isn't a non-existent school.
Mental institution. Crazy.
A non-existent school, a degree that doesn't even exist. What the hell is even theocentric psychology? What the hell is that? Let me look that up. Hold on. Theocentric. Hold on. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, so theocentric psychology is a non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on universal presence or God at the center of consciousness, which, you know what, makes sense because she's always God this and God that and God and God. She even used God while on Pastor Jamal Bryant's podcast, where she tried to influence or talk unmarried women into getting in a tub naked with a man that they are not married to. Remember, I was the first one to bring this up last year and y'all dragged me for this. Go back to the comments underneath this video and you will see people dragging me for not dragging Pastor Jamal Bryant, who in this clip you will see was the person pushing back against this. There was only one person with the last name Bryant who was encouraging non-married women to get in a tub with a man they are not married with naked, to test his strength, to test his spirituality, to test his manhood.
And again, it's because she's also a character. She's also playing a character. She's an actor. And so part of that character she's selling, she is promoting that to you. And so a lot of times when I'm listening to her, I'm like, okay, I need to really listen and pay attention to her because something isn't adding up. Somebody who's so self-aware is telling you that they had the father in their life. They are a psychologist. They are licensed.
Right.
But they're unable to see the pattern of how that's also affecting their relationships with other men. But she bigs up other men in comparison to other women. So when you hear that, that's when you know it's not a real perspective from her, because she's comparing the fact that she has a father and you don't. And that's why she's making certain decisions almost in a better way than you are. You heard it with Cam Newton when she did it. She did the same thing with Cam Newton. She did the same turn to the camera. She did with Nick Cannon, same turn to the camera. She did the same thing, Dr. Bryant, Pastor Bryant too, turn to the camera to tell you it's the same thing. She has eloquently picked up, I like to call it the preacher's gift. She has picked up that preacher's gift. Some people are preachers, but they don't really love the Lord. They just preach. And so they know how to minister to your heart and to minister to the heartstrings of the individual people. And that's the character Dr. Cheyenne Bryant in some shape or form is playing, because she weaves in scripture and the scripture doesn't even have context. And that's the part I'm like, damn.
It doesn't even have the proper context.
gotta couch this. I gotta couch this. Don't take
Trigger over.
Yeah, how there to any audience got to carry our own cross. And even when Jesus went to the cross and got crucified, there was a whole audience. But
this was crazy too, because like, girl, Jesus, the question ain't had nothing to do with this. But okay, it's the way.
My God.
They nailed him by himself. Okay, and he also was resurrected by himself.
Yes.
By God. Nobody was there to carry, resurrect, or do any of those savior things. However, facilitation, support is something that is very intimacy, the what do you need? And then showing up in that. I want to go further because people are going to be like, okay, doc, that's cool. That's all the surface stuff. Taking a bath together. No sex. Because you both have what the Bible says marriage requires, discipline. To take a bath together.
Hey.
And have a conversation.
A little triggered over there? A little triggered?
No, I just gotta couch this. I gotta couch this. Don't take that bath until y'all get that ring on there.
You get that discipline too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You see how he was saying, don't take that bath till you get that ring, till you're married. She's like, oh, but discipline too. He's like, married.
That part.
Married. Okay. But I really hope that segment that you said is over here.
Don't do it.
Discipline.
You're gonna make me lose my license. Listen, she's talking to married people, a different, a heightened level. Thank you.
And let me say this.
Yes.
I'm also talking to unmarried people.
This is for the folks who said that he did not try to correct her. Like, he did this several times, but okay.
Because
don't get in that bathtub.
If you
don't y'all get in that bathtub.
Listen, if you have the true essence of discipline.
Yeah, no, they ain't got it.
But there are some men that do.
Yeah.
And let me go further. Because a
they
man
must
who
teach Tai Chi.
Because you're supposed to save your chai tea,
yes,
which is really your sperm,
yes,
until you're doing something.
The conversation is like so insane. It's so fucking insane. But okay, I hope the segment that you said comes up because I'm so tired.
And that's productive, fruitful, and will multiply.
Get in the tub with a bathing suit on. Don't just get in there.
Let me say this, ladies and fellas. Let me say these, ladies and fellas. A man who could bathe with you and be disciplined enough to not touch you is a reassurance for you. I did that with a man. I did that with a man. Don't listen to Pastor Brian. Okay?
Gentlemen, don't play with it.
Pastor Brian is
you're gonna mess up.
Listen, he's talking to the low functioning men.
Hey, listen.
But the high functioning men who want something bigger than the flesh, because you know that the flesh.
You asked for it, so we delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Your favorite starting at $3. Featuring a personal pan just like...
He's talking into the low...
You see how she had the pause and all that? Like, she knows what she's saying is some bullshit. That whole high functioning, low fun. The man kept telling her no, and she kept pushing it.
Want something bigger than the flesh, because you know that the flesh. He's talking into the low functioning men, but the high functioning men who want something more than just the flesh, because they know that's the cheapest part of a woman, but it'll cause you to pay the biggest price when it goes wrong.
Yeah, but don't go in there cold turkey.
Hold on.
Start meditation first.
Prayer, meditation,
prayer.
and
focus.
yes, and then definitely get your discipline muscle up. But I did that for
theocentric psychology, a non-clinical spiritual frame. Non-clinical, because we know she ain't go to nobody clinic. She clearly didn't do nobody's clinicals.
Not at all.
Okay? So this tracks. She made a whole fictional person up. Like, just...
I mean, basically a Sasha Fierce, but for psychology. And that's very disrespectful to Beyonce, but I had to utilize that analogy for y'all to get it. It's just like, what the actual fuck is wrong with you?
This lady needs to be under the jail. I ain't gonna, like, it has to be something that can be done to throw this lady in a white jacket at this point, because this is unacceptable. So the college don't exist, the degree don't exist, the president don't exist. There's no college email. Like, y'all, it gets to a point, and you have this woman online accusing her naysayers or people who are speaking up, people from the medical field who are speaking up. She's calling them envious.
Right.
And y'all are not seeing how this woman's pretty privilege has gotten her to this point.
Yep.
Like, pretty privilege is a MFer. It's a MFer, because what else can it be at this point? It's pretty privilege, and it's the fact that this lady is not well psychologically. She's not.
And this is the thing too, before anybody says, well, Jessie Woo has pretty privilege, she also can not only talk about pop culture, but she can also talk about what needs to be said. The most dangerous person in the world is an educated person. The easiest person that's never a danger is a non-educated person, because that non-educated person, you ain't got to worry about them doing anything. But the most dangerous one is the educated one, because they're always paying attention. Let's keep going. And some of you are acting like Dr. Cheyenne Bryan can only talk about Clarissa Shields, Remy Ma, Sean Rock. You're throwing in other stuff so that way you won't look like that child. You are. Time is slipping away from me. Yeah. Time slipping away from you to the point where you're getting notices that you don't know how to create original content. See, Jessie Woo is that one that, regardless of what room she walks into, virtually or in real life, she's got it. Some of y'all have to shore up your weaknesses because you are weak in your foundation of who the fuck you are. Moving on. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must motherfucking ass apply. Let's keep going.
Not well. Like, at this point, I want to see her be psychologically evaluated, because lying like this is crazy. Is crazy. Anyway, Pastor Jamal Bryant ate her up. Not Brian on Brian crime. This is a lot. This is a lot. Like, I just really can't even imagine being this much of a liar. Like, it gets to a point, and it's like, all this instead of just showing your degree. All this instead of just showing your degree. What happened to her bestseller book, y'all? What happened to her bestseller book? Let's look it up. Let's look, because remember, she said literally on the second day of her book being out, she said it was on the bestsellers list. She never specified what bestsellers list it was on. We looked up on Amazon, it wasn't there. We looked up on New York Times, it wasn't going to be there because it takes at least 2 weeks to get on the New York Times. Let's look it up now. Let's see. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's book, Live Your Promise, Escape Your Wilderness, Heal Your Pain so you can manifest the life you want, hit the bestseller list within 24 hours of its release on May 12th, 2026. Remember, she's the one who said that on her Instagram, right? So I'm pretty sure she's had some sort of SEO work for this to be said when you Google it. But then when you click the link, this is what you get, which is the Penguin Random House, which is what? What the hell is Penguin Random House? Let me see. Okay, so this is a trade publisher.
Yes, that is a very known publisher. Okay, now I'm not gonna make fun of Jessie Woo for that. Okay, all right. Some people just don't know, but yes, that is a very famous publisher. They have children's books too, but that is probably, if you make it to Penguin or any subsidiary under Penguin, you're doing something. Like, there's certain, companies that when you hear it from them, you know that it's good product. Except for Cheyenne Bryan. But that's one of many.
So it looks like this is where she had her book published. But that's it.
You can get Adidas sneakers today. Adidas is looking for people to test their newest models. Just tap now, answer.
So she was able to get her publisher to say that. Actually, though, her publisher is Hay House. So it looks like her publisher was able to pay that site to say that, but this is the only place you see it.
There have been people.
You don't see it on New York's Times.
There have been people to get refunds from Hay House, and Hay House has been very responsible. So shout out to Hay House. Don't send them no hate, malice, or anything.
Times you don't see it on Amazon. You don't see it on Amazon. Let's see. What bestseller lists was Cheyenne Bryant's Live Your Best Promise book on? Cheyenne Bryant announced that her book, Live Your Promise, reached a general bestseller list within hours of its May 12, 2026 release, but she did not specify which major national lists. Okay, so we cannot find anything. And remember, this was her saying this. This is her.
Live Your Promise has only been released for not even 12 hours. It might even be maybe 10 hours, and we are already on the freaking bestsellers list. Do y'all hear me? We are already.
It's the first comment for me. Why you effing lying? Literally.
Already on the bestsellers list. Listen, thank you to all the haters for all the free marketing. No, but seriously, thank you, Doc Squad. I love y'all. You guys made Mental Detox, my first book, a bestseller. It took about 2 days for that. Y'all, you guys got Live Your Promise on the bestsellers list within hours. Like, listen, I love y'all. I'm grateful. Go order the book. It launched today. It released today. Run the numbers up. We are on the freaking bestsellers list. Love y'all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Most of y'all who refuse to call this thing a thing, I'm gonna do it for you. She is not well. She needs a white jacket.
Yep.
She needs a white jacket immediately. Threatening legal action against Pastor Jamal Bryant for apologizing for the fact that he platformed her is insane. Knowing that not only you are lying about having this degree, you are lying about being qualified for what you do, you are also, you're lying now about going to a non-existent university, and for what? And for what? Like, this is, I don't know, y'all. Hop in the comments, child. It's your sister, Jessie Woo, and I'll see y'all next time. I can't.
Neither can I, gorgeous. And that is it for our show. Thank you all so much. I am going to just drop this right now, and then we're going to go ahead and get ready for our show talking about NBC Universal, and then not going to be on too long. Then I'm going to try to do a quick arts collab. And child, tomorrow morning, I'm going to take the morning off because I did 4 shows in one day for y'all. That NBC Universal Live, I have to be. So, with that being said, y'all, if you don't know how I feel about this topic after 3 damn hours, I don't know what else to tell you. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Do what you say you're going to do. And just because you don't have the best resources to give to the world doesn't mean what you have doesn't mean anything to the world, okay? Good damn. Like I said right here, we raise kids to do the right thing, but yet elevate those who are doing wrong. We know that right is right and wrong is wrong. I mean, it goes from Cheyenne Bryant to some heifers and some Mitches that elevated thirsty toxicity, and thirsty toxicity got her, I'm sorry, itself. Let me put some respect on itself off of YouTube because they did too damn much. But now it's crickets. Clock that T. Clock that T. Like Floyd Mayweather said, real success is not based on how much you do in terms of quantity, but it's determined by who wants to be around you. And just because you're not seeing people around people don't mean that they're not being supportive. If you're showcasing your character, people will understand your character. If you can't hold your own with 0 people watching or 1 person watching, you ain't gonna be able to handle 1 million. Some people are so bold to be seen that they can't understand the weight of what it takes to hold an audience. Anybody can attract an audience. It takes somebody to retain an audience. And clap that to you once again. With that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want one special, because you are always one of us. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is something to call yourself? It's nothing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Hopefully, I spend time together. Right, so we're great together. And always remember where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life on child. You got the loot, the warrant, and the crook. And sometimes you just need to lock a motherfucker up socially, of course. Make sure the replay is not just for if you watch it, not just for if you listen to it, but if you want the spirit to again. I love you. I value. I embrace you. I always remember, see love, you gotta give it. See love, you gotta give it. See love, you gotta give it. Where obstacles will overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day. I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is probably be proud of you. Damn. So finally, Mark Lamont Hill, I love you, brother, but I gotta push back on one thing he said. You said we can't be mad at Dr. Cheyenne Bryant for this degree because she don't even know. The fact that people are making up a fake degree for her, but there are people who have went into debt. Isabella Williams, her mom only went to Howard for 1 year, and that sister is doing more than Cheyenne Bryant can't, won't, and never will do for people. That sister deserves a full ride scholarship and all the opportunities Cheyenne Bryant has got. Isabella Williams reminds me of Amanda Gorman. Not for her poetry skills. I don't know if Isabella Williams can be a poet, but the energy that Amanda Gorman has, Isabella Williams has that energy. I hope those two sisters meet. I really do. Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings the only way for you, me, always, as a society, as people, as culture. I feel the love. It's in right back to you. Give me a little bit. We're going to get over to NBC Universal because I got to tell y'all about it. Because it's too crazy. It's too crazy. It's too crazy. I'll see y'all in a little bit. Love y'all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, You rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about, besides lying all the damn time.